What's up, y'all? What's up, one? What's up, all? Welcome to the Jerkmonger Show. I am your humble host, the man of the hour, the man in control of the console. I'm just making stuff up. Hey guys, we just jumped off of Mike's stream. I'm going on now. I'm just sharing some a link to my folks, my peoples, my peoples. And letting people come on in when if they want to jump on for a late night stream. I'm just working on some some stuff that I'm preparing for my new project with Doug Tenaple. I'm super excited about that, and I'm hoping that I'll get enough work done within the next day or so I can also push this forward into and get that Indiegogo campaign launched. That is the goal. Draken is here. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, Dragon. And Kyung Lee, he's hanging out. I put the link in there, guys, if you guys are interested. Daniel, how are you, man? Do I ever sleep? Not really. Not really. No sleep for the weary. No sleep till Brooklyn. Anyway.
Good.
My man, what's up, Kyung?
Hey, what's going on?
Brother, I'm a little tired, but I slept a little bit during the day, so I'm kind of like,
Hanging in there.
Hanging in there. Yeah. So, hey man, I'm doing some stuff here. I don't know if you got to take. I'm gonna share my screen here real quick because I'm doing the wrong thing here. I'm cooking.
I saw that.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. Let me see what else I have here to show. This is the other image that I've produced today.
I like how you're adding in the screen tone patterning, especially like you have the transparency of the trees in the background, but you added in the zip tone. That looks really nice. I'm a big fan of that.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm excited about that. This is coming out pretty cool for me as far as I'm concerned. And then I'm going to color this one now. Figure out what the theme is going to be for this. I have
man, the characters look great, man.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah, it's in that style we talked about, trying to keep it as light, simple as possible. But at the same time, I mean, like I put a lot of work into this just in other things, but I think it's the right kind of work. I wanted to make sure we get to see the character in his environment, making sure he's interacting with his wife. Hopefully we're projecting a little more about the character than just action guy. He's not just an action dude. He's an actual person. So all that kind of stuff is what I'm trying to achieve here. And so far, I think it's good. I like the first image the best. I think the color palette did it for me. This one here. This one is cool.
Yeah.
So I just got to keep repeating that and keep moving forward. I've been kind of bouncing back and forth between Photoshop and Clip Studio, mainly because I don't know how to use Clip Studio very well. I was having a real tough time with it today. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't feel as intuitive to me as Photoshop is. But
really?
That's just because of me. Yeah, because I've been working in Photoshop for all these years.
Well, first of all, hey, what's up, Andrew?
Hey, what's up, Mr. Huerta? What's up, Holmes?
But yeah, for Clip Studio, it's like let me see if I could pull it up on my screen and show you. But like the one thing that I like, Photoshop, you're not ever going to have a more, well, I can't say never, but Photoshop is still definitely, the king as far as the editing software goes. I mean, there's just so many tools, filters, and everything that you can do with Photoshop. But the thing about Clip Studio is it's a much more, it's more focused on the illustrative portion of things opposed to the painting, although the painting is really good in my opinion. But the thing that I like the most about Clip Studio is that whereas you could set the pressure sensitivity for your tablet or whatever it is that you're working on, you can further go into it with Clip Studio. And Clip Studio, if you look up into the file, you have your pen pressure settings. You could adjust the pressure of your pen this way. So that's another way to go about customizing your stylus. But then
Okay.
each individual tool, if you head into the properties, the subtool details, if you actually go to the correction, you have a lot more options that affect that specific tool that you're using. Like, and these are individual per brush. So you could affect the stabilization, the adjustment by speed, post correction, and even the brush stroke, like the flow through, how much of it tapers off at the end, and
Hmm.
stuff like that.
Young works
Hmm.
for the application, so
I wish they could explain to me how the animation portion of the program works. Because I still have, like, I've messed around with animation in this program, but still can't still don't have a firm grasp on it.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
But
I don't know. I haven't even figured out how to just like make selections quickly. It's just it's. I mean, like, are there key commands in?
you could hit you can set shortcuts to
Okay.
commands, to your tools, and everything like that.
Okay, I'll look into it. I'll look into it. I mean, like, I use it for the halftone, the zipatone pattern.
Mhm.
And so I found the material. It took me forever to find materials, and I decided to stop working in it because I was like, I'm spending too much time trying to figure out how to use it versus getting the project done. So
There's
let
also
me,
the marketplace, and the marketplace has a whole lot of free software that comes out from the company, as well as, you know, users. They put it out there for free. There's a lot of
Mhm.
paid stuff too, but I mean, like, a lot of the stuff that I use, if I bring it up, you know, I have a lot of brushes and textures that I use, and all of these I got free off the marketplace.
Hmm.
Elliot,
Really?
you know what you would like? Procreate on the iPad Pro.
Yeah. Then I gotta get an iPad Pro.
I know. I'm just saying, it's pretty
You make
crazy.
it so hard for me. You're making it so hard for me.
Hey, if you get the money, which the book will, you know, use that and get some equipment.
That might be the case. That might be the case. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's it at this point, it's almost, it goes back to some of the stuff I've talked about before, where you just got to pick the, you know, the where what is it, the path of least resistance, you know, just to get the project, at least this portion of my project, complete.
Yeah.
I think I might, as I get into the actual production of the comic, I might look more into these other programs, especially because I want to try to wrangle in some of the interesting effects I can get out of Clip Paint. I didn't even think about the animation aspect of it, so now you got me thinking of that.
One thing about Clip Paint that's really, really helpful is the handling, like, the guides, the perspective ruler, and everything like that. It's just really convenient.
Yeah, I'm all traditional, but a lot of comic artists use Clip Paint.
Yeah, I mean, it's always funny is I keep Edwin keeps saying that I'm a digital artist. Most of everything I've done, aside from the professional comic work I did, is all traditional, except for my T-shirt work back in the old days. But I mean, I'm with you there. I kind of want to just what I want to do is a hybrid. I want to use the penciling aspect of it, but I find that I like the pencils better. My selection of pencils look better, and I even bought the Friendin ones, and they look good in Clip Paint. But I still feel like Photoshop. I think it's because the ones that I bought from that guy, Kyle Webster, they're really good set. So when I'm drawing with pencil, I like the way I like that it looks like pencil.
Yeah.
But you know, on the other hand, I got to start making adjustments because I don't want to be a fool either and just like, oh, I'm stuck on one way, man. Only one way.
Yeah, but when you're doing, you know, like, when you're doing the work, you know, stick with what's comfortable. That way you have the least resistance with, you know, the work that you're putting out there. But when you have time for yourself, when you're working on your own projects or something, because, you know, when you're doing like this, for instance, you're working on this with Doug, you're trying to put as much effort and you want to do the best job you can with the work itself. The last thing you want is to be struggling with the tools that you're using.
Yeah.
So, you know, along the way, maybe like pick up a little bit of Clip Studio. If you ever have questions, you know, my DM's always open. But yeah, just, you know, use whatever you feel most comfortable with.
I'll call you about that, and then what I'll DM you about that, and then I'll get a loan from Andrew for the iPad Pro. Does that work, Andrew?
Just sell some art.
Done.
Dude, your pieces are dope. Just do like some 4 dope head bot busts. Do the auction. Boom, iPad Pro.
Mm-hmm. Although there's no auction this week. It's going to resume next week.
I'm thinking about doing an auction on my channel.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I'll get enough people on there, but I'll see. And I've done auctions before on Instagram, and they went pretty well. But remember, we still have that same demographic issue.
Yeah.
You know, another thing with the demographic thing too is it's good to draw different characters. You know, that brings in a different type of or different crowd. You know.
Like what, Andrew?
Like, well, mostly. What do you
suggest?
I see a lot of Marvel and DC on your stuff. So maybe some movie characters, like Terminator. Maybe a little more anime characters. Just like mix it up. And the only reason I bring it up is because when I did some work at Sideshow, it just kind of opened my eyes to like collectors are hardcore. And they're out there and they love certain characters, you know?
Yeah.
And it's good to hit those, like the Terminators and the RoboCops or the Star Wars or the Aliens and Predators. You know, there's one guy I know, he's everything. He's a Predator, like crazy Predator fan. And he'll pay big money just to have more Predator stuff.
Yeah, you know, like, it really does. I mean, even with the audience that we already have, like just bringing it, like for instance, Matt Weldon, when we started doing the auctions, you know, up until we started doing the auctions, I thought he only did like Punchline and Domestic Comics, but then he busted out the 11x17 portfolio and started flipping through the pages. And I'm seeing Overwatch, I'm seeing Biken from Guilty Gear. I'm like, oh my God, he knows gaming too. So, you know, it opens up. You know, I as a comic fan, but also as a gamer, anime, manga, and everything else, you know, it just opens up more interest on my part, but also people who are interested in that kind of thing, you know, it can bring them to the table as well.
Yeah. Because I do see too much of Marvel and DC stuff in general, you know, and it's almost like there's a big chunk of collectors and fans that are just kind of being almost neglected in a way.
The problem is that from my perspective is I don't know exactly what to pick for that, because I'm not as deep a fan of that stuff, so I don't even know where to start with. Because that's like, you know, that's like when people ask me about doing stuff. At one point I was going to do something for Fortnite. I was like, remember, Fortnite's like almost all customizable. The first time I'm seeing regular characters is in this toy line that I've been seeing at Walmart. I'm like, oh, they're actually focusing on these particular characters.
Well, with Fortnite, you have your default characters. I mean, it's the skins that you buy, and they're unique, but they do have like the base characters, and those are probably who they're putting out there. But you know, like I said, like you just said, you know, if you're not somebody who actually played the game, you wouldn't know that. So,
see, I'm an idiot.
You know who would be a badass, Elliot? If you drew Kratos.
I've done that. I got no love.
No love?
No, man. I think a lot of my crowd is a comic head crowd. That's
you gotta build it up. Yeah, you gotta build that up. That other crowd.
Yeah,
it's tough, dude. I know. I was there, dude. I was like, just seeing what makes the followers grow, and then I'm just like, yeah, I'm over it. But my style is unique, so I just kind of realized that I think my style has like there's a ceiling, you know, it's not mainstream. So
no, but the people who come to you, you know, they're coming to you for that style.
Yeah, they're hardcore. I got like hardcore people. That's the difference. Like my numbers are small, but they're hardcore.
That's awesome. I love you.
Love you too, man.
I love you, man.
But it's cool that we got each other to like bounce ideas off, you know, and then
yeah.
figure how things work and stuff.
Well, one of the things I got to do this week, heavy into it right now. I've been talking about it for a while, but I definitely am making moves on it. Is getting some work finished that I have already in the hopper. I have a couple of projects behind me that I have to wrap up that will pay me. I'm just trying to get this done. And I've been trying to wrap it up, but then today was the first day I was like, okay, I'm going to dig deeper into this and really give myself some more to work with. And so now I'm doing it, but man, it's been hard. It's been hard just trying to keep myself focused on it. So, because I'm doing a lot of these little things here or there, or probably too many. Well, not too many, but I got to be careful I don't go too deep into all the chats, the live streams. That eats up a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
Even doing the 10-minute videos have been taking up a lot of time. That's way more agonizing than you'd think it would be.
10-minute videos?
Yeah.
10-minute videos of what?
Like the ones I've been putting up recently. I did just short ones with me drawing on my phone, and I'll put it up there. But it's like, whoa, trying to get that stuff in there and get it complete, get something out there so I can share beyond just a live chat like this.
Yeah,
I figured tonight I'll wrap up this drawing here, and then I'll be done. But I want to also still provide some fresher content. So I don't know. I'm working on it. It's not that hard. It really is just kind of like, and you know what it is too is staying up so late has pushed me into a spot where I'm like, I'm trying to get this done, but I try to work during the daytime and I start falling asleep at my desk. Mm-hmm. So then I have to take a break or get some coffee, walk around a little bit. So I find myself putting more energy into staying awake than actually doing the work.
Yeah, I've been there, man. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard, dude. I can't do it.
Oh, you California guys are spoiled. I'm over here. I'm East Coasting it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's hard, dude. Art life is tough,
Wow. I like how you just blew me off. They're like, oh, whatever. Hey, too bad for you, jerkmonger. Shut your pie hole.
Surprisingly, what helped me get my my art career, together and actually allows me to maintain a lot of the momentum that I have right now. I actually learned the lesson in math class. It's funny because it has nothing to do with math really, but my sophomore math teacher, Mr. Anderson, what he had a chat with he just had a candid, just heart to heart with the classroom this one rainy day. It's like, all right, we're not going to do any math for the first half of class. In fact, he just busted out into this lecture about time management. And he's like, most of the stuff you learn in this classroom, I'm going to be honest, you're not going to remember it. Most of you are not going to remember it. But if there's anything you take away from this one class, I want you to take away the concept and importance of time management. And then he goes on to say, how much you could get done in the day if you just plan ahead for it. And, things change, such as life, it's a lot of spontaneity. But so long as you plan your work in advance, figure out what you're going to do, what you're going to focus on, you should be all right. And so, I was just really bad procrastinator when I was younger, and even like a year ago, it was still the case. But the time management has really helped out. But I mean, when you have like live streams being thrown at you, and this was actually something I was talking about with Art. So just so you know, Elliot, you're not the only one that struggles with this. I mean, Art, who's been in the business for 35 years, he's even having troubles with this, saying, oh man, I'm trying to work on this, but then Ethan gets on, and it's like they want me to hop on, and then I have to hop on and then stop working on stop working on what I'm working, and then we've been trying to get him on Drawn and Quartered, and we've been giving him a hard time about that. But he's like, oh, but I have to work on black and white and everything like that. So it's something that we all struggle with, but you just got to.
I think a lot of us just have to get in a routine. Make it habitual. It has to become a habit.
Mm-hmm. But the thing that Art was, Yeah, but the thing Art was saying is, there's a lot of spontaneity with what we do. Like,
Very.
there is a little bit of sketch because we know Mike does his 2 live streams a day. He's got his cross examinations and Aloha, and Ethan used to be really consistent with his Comicscape live, but not, now it's kind of like whenever he gets it in there.
Yeah.
So there's still some like, Art will be working, then boom, live stream. Oh, and then it just kind of throws him off.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I'll be like out eating, and suddenly, oh, Ethan's live. I'm like, well, there it goes. I can't get on that. So.
Yeah. But to your point, though, I think it's and that's a good problem to have, first of all, right? Because it means we're working on something, we're trying to get something completed, blah blah blah. The tricky part to that, to your point, is the time management aspect of it, and then making the choice to say, what do you have to make sure you have done, and if it means not being as productive online, the only downside to that is that this is as I've said before, this is the marketing part of our business now.
Yep.
So, spending time doing some of these things, while they may seem, insignificant to most people, when they say, "Oh, why do you put so much energy into your live streams?" That's because
that's the future.
This is how we market to people.
Yeah, this is the only platform available to us right now. I mean, aside from, social media, but this is our primary way of getting out there and showing that we have a product.
Yeah. It's go ahead.
No, go for it.
No, I want you to go.
It's just the future. Like, it sucks. I don't like it, but we have to get on YouTube. I mean, if we want to grow our audience and sell books, and just even if people don't even like comic books, they're gonna get to know us through YouTube. It's just everybody watches YouTube.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. It sucks. I don't like it. I wish magazines were still around, Wizard, all those things, but shit changes. So.
It's true. So, what's going on with your projects now? What are we working on today? That being said, aside from, I saw some cool creatures or characters on your screen earlier, Kyung.
Looking sick, by the way.
Thanks. Yeah, these are some of the enemies that Knucklebomb's going to be facing off against. So these two up here are the ones that you're going to see in issue 1 for the most part. But awesome. this is only about half of the enemies that I have that I already have designed, and then there's another half that that hasn't been drawn out yet. So just getting in there and getting them ready. So this Thursday I'm going to be over on Passion for Drawings channel and going over who these are and when you can expect to see them.
Nice. I like that dude with the hood there.
Oh, this guy?
No, that guy. They're all cool. The guy to the left there, this
guy,
executioner looking guy. He's cool.
I like the one with the cyborg arms, or like the Colossus arms.
Oh, right here.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, that's the main baddie in the first issue.
Dude, I'm so impressed. Love it. What do you got going on, brother?
I'm wrapping up these Brutus pages, man. It's been a crazy month for me. It sucks because it's kind of not setback, but it's gonna, I don't know, it's messing up with my Sovereign schedule. But there's been some behind the scene things that I'm not going to talk about or get it too into detail because of SJW types. But I've been getting some crazy work from like big companies, and I can't say no.
Well, cool. Do what you need to do, man.
Yeah. These are like jobs that just are basically super hard to get. Like, yeah, it's crazy. I just had the weirdest luck. It's almost like I was broke for like a year, and then suddenly I have all these jobs in like a few months. So it's stressful in a good way, but I have to figure out how to organize my schedule, like schedule everything out. I got to figure out how to say no and how to tell, these companies I can, I'll be available in 2 months, 3 months. Yeah, I just got to get used to all that. But yeah, just wrapping up these Brutus pages. Was working on that, some concept stuff for some companies, and then yeah, man, I'm trying to get on Sovereign quick. I want to get that going. I want to get that finished.
Yeah, a lot of people do. I'm one of them.
Yeah, it's one. Honestly, I'm not. People listening. Well, this is I don't know. This is how I am, but that book feels like a mountain to me.
Mm.
Like, I've never climbed Mount Everest before. So, I'm not going to die, but every page will be like every comic that I've ever done for like publishers has not prepared me for Sovereign, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've done like little stuff like Pathfinder or some Genie stuff or Planet of the Apes or whatever. But like what I'm trying to make here in this comic book is like, damn, like, can I pull it off? Basically, I mean, I can. I'm not trying to doubt anybody, but it's just that's just how I am with my art. I doubt myself a lot. Like, I don't know if I can pull this page off the way it's supposed to look.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, man, no kidding.
Yeah.
That's a very common challenge we have as creative people.
Yeah.
I had a friend who used to say, he thought I was afraid of success. And I was like, that's ridiculous. But in a way, it's kind of like, what he meant was like, what if I got that job and then I couldn't get it done?
Mm-hmm.
What if I get this opportunity and I blow it, and then it ruins you? Then you're like, oh man, I'm not even going to do it. I'm not going to do it. It's too much for me. Too much, too sexy. And you just back off and you realize, but that's what happened to me in the beginning when I was first showing my stuff to editors. I got some love, man, early on, and I think I told you guys that story, but I never followed through. I was too intimidated by that, so it was kind of my buddy was kind of right. I was kind of scared to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Was not to succeed, is scared to succeed enough to get yourself into a situation. But what's funny? Every time I've been put in a situation where performance is an anxiety, you all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I wouldn't have gotten here. This is how I think. This is how I try to talk myself out. It doesn't always work. I get nervous still, but I'll say, man, whatever it took for you to get here is exactly what you need to just keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You have everything you need to accomplish the goal. So it was more of a matter of kind of psyching myself out to say, I can handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even this,
like it's mental,
Yeah.
Yeah, that has a lot to do with it. It's your mental state, but another thing to maybe kind of help you out with that. But I don't know about you guys, but like I I entered into this with like I actually get anxiety when I'm not working. Like if I go off and I try to play like video games, I play like I try to get into a game that doesn't take much of my time, like play Street Fighter or Soul Calibur, which I still haven't completed. Chronicles of the Souls. Now that I think about it, dang it, I gotta get. But I'll be playing Soul Calibur, and then I'll be like, I could be working right now. So before I developed this discipline, it was like I'll be drawing, and then I'll be like, I've had enough. I'm gonna go do something else. That shows that you don't really have the drive to really commit to the drawing, and because when it comes to crunch time, when you really have to get in there, do the work, and deliver a product on time, it does time doesn't care how you feel. You have to get the job done. And so I've developed, it's like doing the work is fun to me now. I'd rather, like, there's nothing else I'd rather be doing than doing my work, and being able to chat with you guys while I'm working is a bonus.
Yeah.
So just remember that we're artists and we have one of the coolest professions in the world. We're able to draw for a living. And the consumers are what are making it possible, which is why, for me, I'm always going to be thankful to anybody who supports my book and supports this whole movement. It's because they're the ones who are putting food on the table. They're the ones who really matter in all of this. And so, you know, yeah.
No, that's great. That's great. It's true. That's essentially how that's the way to overcome it for sure. I often think about my kids. I'm like, man, if they don't eat, what the heck's wrong with you? Like, get up, get up, get up. I talk to myself like in those movies, like Sarah Connor. Get up, soldier, get up. As you get all sloppy.
You're doing what's it called? Pull-ups in your room?
Yeah. Man, I wish I could do pull-ups.
Hey, Dad, why'd you flip your bed over like that?
Oh, man.
Get out of here. They're coming.
Oh, yeah.
Skynet.
They're coming. That's my life, brother. That's my life. Oh, man. But nah, man, it's all good, though. It's but it's not complicated to overcome those situations. It's just not easy. And by that, I mean, the act of talking yourself into being successful is pretty simple. Just be successful, Elliot. Go get it done. What's difficult or what's not easy, it's the part where you have to believe that. That's always been a challenge for a lot of people because they don't believe in themselves. And this has been something that I've had to develop. I've cultivated over time. You know, I mean, I'm a little overwhelmed because I feel pressure. I wanted to get this campaign done sooner in the month, but this is where I'm at. I can only do it now. I have a guy who's like, hey man, where's my commission? I'm like, hey man, you know, I've already pushed it back too far. This is an old commission. This is not some of the recent stuff. So, you know, then today was President's Day. The kids were at home. They're not. My son's going through changes in his life, blah, 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 blah. I got to be a dad. I got to do all this stuff. So you literally have to just kind of I talk to myself, suck it up and drive on, suck it up and drive on. And that was, you know, a term we used to use in the military and I was in the Army. Suck it up and drive on. I tell my kids that now. My daughter's like, what are you saying? Like, you know, just shut up, do it, you know. She's like, all right, Dad, whatever. I'm like, all right, just telling you. So it's an exciting thing to be able to just jump in and then tell yourself what to do, and you can start to kind of self-manifest. You know, oh, okay, if I just put my mind to this, I can get it done. You just gotta block out all the negative voices that say, you know, you're not able, you're not capable, you're not worthy, you know, whatever those kinds of lame lies that exist in your universe. You have to expel those and just stick with the truth that you have been equipped to do whatever it is that you're put here to do. So go do it. You know. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I'm going to read some of the chat here because these people are my friends. I got a lot of. Let's see here. There wasn't that much chatting going on, I guess. All right. I'll start from the bottom because there's enough to drive me crazy. Draken says, Lorenzo Sleestack of Gulf City, if you don't see me in the chat often, it generally means I don't know about them. He also says, I just wish I was better at being a salesman. I suck at it so much. Oof, that's a mouthful right there. Salesman.
Yeah, that's something that everyone who's going to run a campaign needs to prepare themselves for.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard, man. You know, having a personality, like for a long time, working here by myself, when I used to hang out with people, it's helped over the last couple months since I've been hanging out with everybody in Comicsgate. But just saying, you know, just getting out of that rut where I was by myself all the time, just listening to YouTube videos or music, you know, or something. It was rough coming back into the quote unquote real world and started to having to say, hey, I have this project I got to talk about. And I didn't do a very good job. I didn't do a great job at all with Black and Red. It was mostly just the artwork selling it for me. But since I started doing this though, the actual YouTube channel though, that has helped me a lot. Having a channel and trying to make a good product out of it, like figuring out what is the product? What is it that YouTube is for? and then like having fun. So I've been playing around with music. I have this whole spiel I'll do to like the rock. Remember Rocky IV soundtrack? When it's the fight, the song that where he's fighting with Drago in the actual fight.
Yeah,
it's a badass song.
Yeah. Dan, 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 da, da, da. I'm like, yeah. So I started this whole welcome all to the Jerk Manga Show. And I'm like all getting all crazy, like I'm a wrestler. It's awesome, man. And then that's another thing when you start looking at wrestlers and thinking about wrestling and what those guys have to do.
No, the promos,
Yeah. It's like, oh, so and that also helps you understand why sometimes maybe wrestling's in a slump right now because there's no strong personalities. But one of the best hype men was The Rock.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, dude, all the characters in wrestling are boring.
Well, the thing is, what's happening now is, I'm not going to get too much into this because I'm a huge wrestling fan, but WWE is the big one that everyone knows about. Well, WWE scripts all of the promos for their wrestlers, as opposed to before when the wrestlers came up with their own personalities and went out there and did their own thing. Now it's all done by these writers who they're not tough guys. They've never been in a fight, and that's not to say that the wrestlers have either, but the wrestlers are the ones who are living their personality.
Right.
Yeah, can you imagine if there was a writer behind the stage that was writing all of the quips and everything for The Rock? It wouldn't work. Right. Well, actually, The Rock would have made it work. He's that charismatic, but I mean,
yeah.
But that's it's something similar to what's going on in comic books too. You got people who aren't comic fans writing comic books.
Not to mention editors who think they who think they know better than anybody else.
Yeah, but a lot of that is it has helped me a lot to kind of just jump on into YouTube and start. Like one of the ways I launch my show in the morning or whenever, welcome all to the Jerk Manga Show, coming at you live. And I get into the character. I listen to these talk radio. I guess it takes a little bit of becoming a student of it, learning what it's like to listen for those type of cues. You start when I listen to talk radio now, it's with a totally different mindset than I ever used to listen to before. Now I'm listening to these professionals do their thing. This is their craft, and if they're good, they're great. They're super engaging. I'm like, how can you manage a show for like 4 hours at a time where you're just talking? I've been having fun with Brian Shearer that way because with our what's it called?
Paranormals.
Yeah, sorry.
You don't even know your own show.
It's late, buddy. It's late. Relax. You know what helps too? The accents too. Doing the voices helps a lot too. When I start doing like, oh yeah, Macho Man, yeah, that helps me a lot too to kind of break the ice with people, to become a personality versus just myself, but still using that's just a vehicle to get to myself, to get people, because that's really what you want is for people to get to know you, and hopefully you're a little more interesting than you pretend to be.
Yeah. People just have to like figure out what is their thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because for instance, Ethan, right? He works because it's just him. He's just the only one that's like that. But imagine 5 Ethans.
Oh, jeez.
It would be like redundant. It would get kind of not played out, but it just wouldn't have the same impact. But
yeah,
Ethan, Mike does his thing, Doug does his thing, you do your thing. You know what I mean? So it's good that everybody has their own little like gimmick, I guess.
Yeah. And your gimmick doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be explosive by any stretch. It just needs to be. It just needs to. It's like I was talking to my son. I was talking to my son today. He's having interesting relationship issues. And he says, I'm trying to tell him, I said, son, you don't have being, because we were talking about how, well, excuse me in my audience if anybody here would resist this concept of men being men. But anyway, sometimes, a young lady wants you to be strong, but then his interpretation, because he's so young, he thinks that he thinks I mean being a jerk. And no. Don't be a jerk. Be confident. That's what people need, is to hear confidence. Because if you're confident, so you can be confident and quiet. You just have, so that could be quite confident in your facts, confident in your information. I was listening to, I forget who it was. It was some sort of political commentary on YouTube. And I said, this guy doesn't sound great at all. He's just commenting, right? That guy had like 300 million followers. Like, it was insane. And I was like, man, this guy doesn't have a very, but he took whatever he had and he just turned it into he just was projecting himself. So, now I like to have fun. I do. I know it doesn't seem like it sometimes, but I do. So I like being silly. I don't always like being, hardcore about a particular topic. It's like Ethan was talking today about
Alita.
Alita, yeah, that's what. See, there you go. That's your stick, Alita. No, he was talking about how Yellow Flash is commenting his channel's growing because he's into that, and he was saying that that's not his forte. That's why he says he's quiet about it. And I said, that's interesting, because that's kind of what I've been trying to say this whole while about some of the things that we get involved in. I just don't have enough information about that. And that's all it really is. It doesn't mean you don't appreciate what's going on surrounding the topic. You just need to know what it is you have to say about it and fit it in when you need it,
Like, know your place.
Know your role.
Hey, but you're right, dude. Confidence is everything.
Yeah.
If you don't have even if you don't know what you're talking about,
yeah.
If you have confidence, you can fool people.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys ever watch a guy named Darren Brown?
No.
British guy. Ever heard of him?
Mm.
He had a Netflix special recently. Zion says confidence projects security, or he's asking, does it project security? Yeah, but it's even better when you actually are secure and you're speaking from a place of security. That sounds like confidence. Tommy says confidence means that you can protect those you love. Confidence projects security. Okay, I don't know, but I don't think confidence is about protection. I think that's
it could be many things.
Yeah, I think confidence is more about it's an internal thing. It's who you are inside for yourself.
Well, I think what they're getting at is confidence can project and make another person feel secure. Like, for instance, just a really basic example is pitching your book. If you're stumbling on your words and you are asked questions about your own book, a project that you are supposed to be, ideally, you're like the most passionate about the thing that you're creating, and you're pitching it and you don't have all the answers, you're stumbling over your answers, you don't know how to answer some answers. The consumer's going to be like, is this guy really into his book? I'm not so sure. Opposed to somebody who's like, yeah, this is my book and this is what's going to happen. They ask a question. Oh yeah, you just wait and see. This is something, they go over it. They have all the answers. They practice everything. You feel better about backing someone's book if they have that kind of a presentation. So I think
that's what Stan Lee did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I feel that's like, I think that's what they meant by the security. You feel better about somebody with confidence. They feel competent.
Yes. Confidence is competence. That's a great way to put it. Absolutely. And I think that's a way we can you can overcome some of those challenges with your presentation. That's, by the way, one of the things that helped me a lot, man. For me was, like, I would volunteer to do, when I was in the Army, I'd volunteer to do public speaking. And I wasn't always comfortable, but it only took the one time when somebody said, man, you did a great job, that it boosted my confidence.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, I'm on the whenever they had an opportunity for the company to do some sort of presentation to the battalion, I would often get asked to do it because I projected confidence. Even if I didn't know what I was talking about, even if it was just a script, I could still read from the script. Some of it too is also learning how to read. Some people don't know how to read, so they're like, they sound like robots.
Yeah. So this guy died.
Yeah. So having that, and having a little bit of that kind of umph in there really can go a long way. I'm, you know, I think there's a lot to be said about that, and it doesn't mean that these are all the only things, but these are certainly things for people who are struggling in that area. But the best, go ahead, you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm surprised they don't teach that stuff in like art school.
It would be good.
It would be very useful.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah. A lot of the business, and that's really the big problem I have with art school is, I've known, you know, people who have gone to, like, I went to the art center when I was in high school. They had these Saturday classes for advanced art students in high school, and so I went to some of those classes for a couple of years, and just being there was amazing. But the one thing that, like, I've had friends who have gone there and other art schools, they've gone through their courses, graduated, and then they never get a job, and it's because they don't prepare you for the business aspect of going out there and finding a job, like putting together your portfolio, how to submit it, where do you go, how do you mingle with the people, you know, how to go about actually breaking into the industry. They don't teach you that. They just teach you the basics, are you know, your fundamentals, all the technical aspects of drawing and art. But as far as business, they're like, yeah, go see ya. They don't teach you that.
Yeah. Well, that's something that could be a whole show in of itself, right? To just kind of like talk about the business of art and getting. I mean, I try to do that with my stuff, especially on the old IG stuff. I would try to share with people what it is to have, what it is to get a job, and what it is to keep a job. That's another thing. Some people get their project. Well, no, and that might be the reason why sometimes it's hard. You can be fearful of, you know, what if I do this and I can't do it, you know. But I don't think it's that hard if you really are applying yourself to the actual thing. You know, it's like we were talking about the background stuff that you were talking about in your video. When you're committed to the thing, in that case it was backgrounds, you find ways to accomplish those goals.
Yeah.
You're committed to being successful. You know, I have a hard time sometimes talking to young people when they don't have a lot of enthusiasm, when they're kind of automatically kind of predisposed to being apathetic.
Yeah.
It's a little challenging sometimes to communicate because they're not exhibiting the things that they need to be successful, and then they're frustrated that they're not. So I often try to like break it to them, you know, well, this is why. But so sometimes being an expert at something is a big tool. Developing expertise in any given area will help you, you know, have something to say, so that, you know, I know I'm kind of bouncing around now, but I just thought about that expertise, knowledge of any given subject. So then now when you go into the workplace, you can sound confident because, you know, I do this. So, you know, it's almost like, because some people that have learned to pad their resumes, that's always scary, because, okay, I say I'm really good at, you know, all these programs, but I really only use the one. I'm an expert in Adobe Suite. Like,
that's quite a few.
Yeah. What does that mean exactly? I don't know. It's cool, right? Whatever I do. So, you know, so having that expertise and a genuine expertise, I think, will help you as well. So get to reading, guys. If you put that energy into knowing the subject, and it could be about anything, it could be about politics, it could be about religion, whatever it is that you need to have knowledge about to be able to speak from a place of confidence. And then also, I think humility is an important part. Not merely self-deprecation all the time. Like, you can't always be pushing yourself down. That might seem like humility, but that's really just poisonous.
It's not doing you any favors.
No, but being willing to learn, you know what this, that asking questions and being humble enough to say, I don't know about that. What do you mean? Maybe I can look that up. How would you search for that? You know, those are great ways to kind of help you get something out of someone else to help push you along to where you want to be.
Yep, absolutely.
But, you know, I gotta do it for the children's. Do it for the children's. So I want to give my female character here this is essentially going to be her costume for the majority of this story. It's one of these basic, you know, t-shirts, they call scoop neck t-shirts for women wear often. The character's very is very she's very conservative. I'm trying to think of colors. I don't want to put her in pink. That seems too obvious. I wanted to pick a better color. I want to do something. I don't think red's too violent or too powerful. She's soft. She's a soft character.
So you're probably going to want to go with a cool tone.
Yeah. But I already have him in cool. So but that's a different kind of cool. I was thinking green. That's a good option. Or
Green Ranger.
Yes. No, not at all.
That's how the twist comes in.
You think so? Just to put her in a mask?
Just straight up, this is Power Rangers.
Take the story in a totally different way. Yeah. Let's see. I see some heavy chats here. Coffee's Hunter. I've never heard of you. Thank you for being here. That's a point which I've missed by almost everybody. I've seen so many people get the opportunity to be on Ethan's channel and utterly blow it because they didn't understand the importance of the pitch. If any budding comics creators is hoping to get their name out there on YouTube, learn and rehearse the pitch for your comic before you even get on YouTube channel to promote it. That's a fair point. You know what? Also, today was funny because he had a show earlier today that I was listening to.
I caught a little bit of it.
Yeah, and he got on all those guys. He was like, guys, we have 1,700 people here and there's dead air.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah, I heard. I heard some of that.
Yeah. But that's because
I would have been blowing up Alita for those like 7 minutes.
Alita? Did you know about Alita? Dude, be honest. Did you work on Alita?
I wish.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, I've been trying to contact Robert Rodriguez forever, and I just don't know anybody. I mean, I have a connection now. It's possible now, but I'll wait till Sovereign is like. Once I have a Sovereign book, then I'll see what's up.
Hey, what's up? Hey. What's up?
Yeah, dude, I got some weird connects suddenly, but it's just weird. Like, I don't want it. I'm trying to still before Comicsgate, I pretty much quit comic books. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I was like jumping balls deep into concept art, and then Comicsgate happened. And then kind of guys like Donald and some other people like, hey, do Sovereign, dude. Just do it. And I'm like, it's been my dream book. So it's conflicting. Like, I want to do Sovereign. I have to just do it and just fight this, get back that passion that I lost from comic books, and just try to just keep fueling that fire. The concept art is very tempting because it pays so good. But at the end of the day, I besides the money, nothing else really happens. You know what I mean? Like Sovereign, Battle Made in Knuckle Bomb, all these things could be huge for us in the future. So it's almost like we're investing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, this is definitely like, these are our projects. This is what we're putting out there and offering. So yeah, I'm definitely like BMKB. That's I want to be able to work on that book for the rest of my life.
Yeah. And it's, I'm not trying to sound like conceited or special or anything, but I feel like the entertainment industry right now needs characters, needs more characters or needs more properties. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Because what I see in the future is not dark, but it looks very depressing. I see like just Star Wars. I see just Marvel. I just see Transformers. I just see like 5 IPs just taking over the world, and then everything else just getting shut down because everybody doesn't want to take that risk and create their own thing. They just want to be another cog in the machine. Everybody just wants to go to Marvel or DC or whatever. No one's creating their own thing. Like I've told many guys a couple years ago. A couple of them had their own ideas, and I'm like, yeah, dude, do it. Just do it. And then suddenly they start getting calls from Marvel and some other comic companies, and now they're balls deep in that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so it's like, that's a bummer because you're not going to be creative in that that position. I mean, yeah, sure, you working on a Marvel comic book and you're getting a steady paycheck, but it's like you're just feeding that machine. That machine is just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, working for the competition.
Yeah, and and they're getting stronger too. Like Disney is now going to start its own streaming service. It's crazy. Like before, it wasn't like this before, dude. Like there used to be New Line Cinema, there used to be Warner Brothers, there used to be Paramount, there used to be a bunch of studios. It felt like everybody was like equal. Now it feels like Disney is like the king.
Disney's become the Walmart of entertainment,
movies, of Hollywood, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you do have a lot of smaller. Because my cousin, used to do a lot of stuff for Hollywood. He owns a pyrotech company. But you mentioned like New Line Cinema. They're actually owned by Warner Brothers, and a lot of these smaller studios are actually owned by a parent organization.
Right. They are. But I just meant like I just felt like it wasn't like a monopoly back then.
Yeah, it definitely feels more like a monopoly today. That's for sure.
Yeah. So, and a lot of these new creations or IPs are just what I see coming from like Image and coming from whatever it be, Boom Studios or IDW or whatever. They just kind of like because of the type of individuals that are in charge of comic books right now, their creativity and the uniqueness is not there. Like they're just kind of pushing a certain agenda. They all want have you seen the submissions lately for some of these companies?
No, I haven't.
Like read the submission policies, and almost all of them mention we're looking for diverse books.
Oh no.
With unique talent or whatever. It has nothing to do with like a good comic, a good story, this and that. They're literally saying we want gay people or gay comic books or minority comic books or whatever. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
So there's no creativity there. Their selling point is that, oh hey, look, I'm Mexican and I'm homeless. Hire me. And I'm like, okay. It doesn't matter if you can draw comic books or not. They'll probably hire you.
They're basing it off of your your skin quality, your skin color, opposed to the merit and quality of your work.
They're like trying to sell you. They're trying to sell your story or something, and people don't buy comic books off of a creator's story. So with our stuff, and sure, people are gonna clown it and say like, oh, it's just 90s all over again and stuff. Well, guess what? All these movies and stuff, all those stories are from the 90s. Or not all of them, but that's when the last really fun stuff was from, the 90s. So then no one's gonna buy or imagine a movie based off of what came out of Secret Empire, where Captain America turns out to be a Hydra agent. I mean, imagine how that would go in a movie.
I think you're about to see that. I got a funny feeling they're going to do a Secret War story, or was it the Skrull invasion? I think that's going to be your next thing. I think there's room for everything. Sometimes, and then sometimes
there is. And you were talking about it in Mike's stream. The things you were seeing, the things you were noticing, but that's what I mean. Though the problem is that a lot of Hollywood has been taken over by a certain type of people, and they're all pushing the same thing, which is why I want Alita to do so well, because it's not that. And that's
why
Alita.
Yeah. And I'm just making sure that was Alita, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Alita it is. Yeah.
Gotcha. What, Alita? Yeah, Alita.
Not that other movie, just Alita.
Just Alita.
Gotcha. Making sure.
But with like our properties, that's why I feel like the industry does need like Netflix and all these. They need our stuff, dude, because we're actually pushing. Well, first of all, we're legit comic creators. We can actually draw really well. We're fans of the medium. Like we're actually legit fans. We didn't just start reading comic books because Robert Downey Jr. was Iron Man. You know what I mean?
Preach it.
So I think you're gonna see it in the creations how like passionate we are. You see it, like in Kyung's work and yours, like your story. Then you can feel it. You can feel the energy in the creations. And the more we do our own thing, and the more books we have, it's going to be crazy, because it's going to be the exact opposite of what these people are doing. And I feel like there's going to be a huge audience for what we do. Huge, dude. Mainstream, obviously, because not many people care about cats in like a Captain Marvel movie. They're trying to push the cat.
That's such a weird thing, man.
It's
such a weird thing. It almost feels like we're like in a different universe, right? Like
Twilight Zone.
Did they really just try to sell me on a damn cat? I hate cats. I'm allergic to them. I can't stand them.
Yeah,
they hate me.
I've never seen a movie preview or trailer and be like, yo, that cat was funny.
I mean, I've called people cat. No, that's a cool cat.
Yeah, I said that.
This is ridiculous.
But to me, like stuff that gets me in the theater, dude, movies are expensive now.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's another big problem, right? Like this goes back to the same thing we're talking about in comic books as well. You know, I was listening to Zach review that Superman comic, the one that Marv Wolfman wrote. It's like a $10 comic, but he's like, man, it's worth every penny.
$10.
Meanwhile,
comic. It was a big issue though, right? Big.
It was 100 pages. It was good. It's worth it in our current time. Like that makes sense. And then he compared it to something from Marvel that was $8 that was 60 pages, and it was so weak because it was trying to do the same story that it did in the first 20 pages over again, but from a different perspective. That was the cool shtick to it. Like, really? That's your shtick? You're gonna go with that? Oh, okay. So don't get mad. I hate it. So it's definitely like, I feel you, man. I think for the amount of money we're paying, I remember a buddy of mine used to say that comics are always bad because the investment that you pay for the amount of comics you would need to buy to make it worth your while. He used to say, and he was a comic creator too. He was like, oh man, he's like, I can't compete with movies. For the entertainment value in a movie, he would say.
Right.
And he was right. You know, there's so much going on for your $10, $15 of a movie. If you spend $15 on comics, you might only have 3 comics, maybe an hour of entertainment if you read really slow. So it's a little weird. It definitely is weird, man. I feel you on that. I think we're gonna have. I like talking about this with you guys because it gets me excited about the potential that we really, really have. And that is that besides all this nonsense that we're experiencing and everybody's frustrated, at the end of the day, man, we get to make something special for that no one's seen at all. That's one of the things I love about indie comics is no one's ever seen this. I might be creating something that is on the fringe of something, or maybe something you think you've seen or whatever. But at the end of the day, man, this is fresh stuff, right? Fresh off the press. Yeah, and it's an exciting time. That's another reason why. I mean, I'm going to take the opportunity here to sell my boys here on their projects and my future project coming up this week. But I mean, Battle Made of Knuckle Bomb, Sovereign. These are comics. These are stories that would never have come out ever. And they're in good hands. That's another thing, because sometimes people say, "Well, my story's unique," but maybe you're not quite that tight yet. You know, that goes back to something I was suggesting the other day about possibly a farm league in the future. But in the meantime, though, man, they're in capable hands. We just need you guys to support it. You know, go check out Battle Made of Knuckle Bomb. Go check out Sovereign. Those are both still in demand, right? Yeah. So you guys go do that. Check out Mike Miller's Meg.
Like, imagine Battle Made of Knuckle Bomb. When the Japanese find out about it.
Yeah.
You know, we don't even know I mean, the world is crazy, dude. Culture, different countries and cultures are crazy. Like they just, like. It's weird seeing some people like, hey, I'm in Africa and I love your work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's like, oh, okay. And then sometimes I don't even know. Will Sovereign blow up in Mexico? Shit, I don't know. Mexicans love Dragon Ball, dude.
Yeah, they sure do.
So you just never know where your demographic's going to be, and that's what's exciting about it. Because the sad thing about American comic books is they're only aiming their comic books at their friends, at themselves.
Yeah.
You know, they think like what's a book? Like whatever's going on with DC and Marvel, like all that weird stuff. They're aiming it at like, okay, what's her name? Miss Marvel, the Indian one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm sure that's gonna reach out to a lot of like Muslim girls and stuff like that. But the creator, the person who created that, I think is the what is her name? Sana Amanat. She's like the chief creative officer at Marvel.
Is she the one that created the character?
Yeah, it was her idea. She basically put herself in a comic book. So she made it for her, which I understand maybe a lot of people do that, but I didn't see Jack Kirby. He's not surfing on that Silver Surfer board.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of comic creators are like, oh, this is a cool idea. Let me just, and I'll put it down. Like Sovereign, the only thing he has I share with him is the beard. But other than that, he's not even human. He's not Muslim. He's not Mexican. He doesn't like hip hop. It's none of that dumb, you know what I mean? It's not me.
Well, I feel that it's also it has a lot to do with the way you treat so long as you're respecting the comic and the audience. Like, I mean, Martina, she has Lady Alchemy, and she's she makes
that's basically her.
Yeah, she's like, this is essentially me. Yeah. So there's nothing, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with you putting yourself in a book, but so long as you do the necessary, you make a compelling story,
right?
And it's. Try not to make it a showcase of this is me, look how awesome I am, but give it a narrative, make it interesting and exciting, and make it worthwhile.
Right. No, and I wasn't trying to like crap on that. I was just saying that for some reason the SJW side, a lot of the stuff is like it's just them, like the cats.
Oh yeah.
Like it's literally, imagine if all my books were just all about like Mexican food and hip hop.
And I think you might find some audience for that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there are going to be some people who like that stuff. But if I want to really make a story that people love and connect with, I want to make a character that everyone can kind of relate to. That's kind of the key to making a success, like the Star Wars. Those like Han Solo and them, they're just very charming. Like I love Han Solo. I'm not a white dude. That's the whole point. That's what I'm trying to say. Like we're making characters like Cyberfrog and Ethan. I can connect with Cyberfrog even though I'm not a frog.
You're not green
and I think I think that's kind of the stuff that Comicsgate is behind. Like a lot of these mainstream comic books, they're literally creating comic books for their own little bubble. They're not making comic books for like the average or whoever person, and I can't just connect with that. I can't. It's too specific.
Interesting.
So
go ahead.
Young, you're not a hot blondie, right?
I wish.
Hey, what's up?
The voice needs to change, but other than that, yeah.
I think you're raising the point that one of the challenges we have is in this group is that we still sound surprised, and I giggle at that sometimes because I'm like, man, that stuff ain't gonna change. It's been like that for a long time. We're just now catching it. When people were like, yo, did you see what Frank Cho said? I was like, yeah, that's what Frank Cho says. That's not a surprise to me, because people were just, I think one of the things that's interesting about this community, talking about the comic book community in general, is that we're still so naive about how this business works. And it's one of the reasons why I like people that are into baseball, because they'll get all into it. They'll start breaking down all the stats and all the different things. And
baseball.
I'm not a sports person at all, but I appreciate people that are into the sport so deep that they watch ESPN. They're paying attention to all the different things, because they're really paying attention to the construction of the how that business is organized. They're not just looking at it as fans. And I think that's, for me, was a big first step for me, was to stop being a fan of all this stuff. I am a fan, but not merely a fan. I'm also a student of the industry. So it doesn't surprise me that they're picking these things. And I think, well, maybe I'm speaking too out of turn here. What I should say is that I'm still stymied that this is going on. I'm still blown away that this is happening.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think it would happen in my lifetime. But I've been kind of preparing myself for this sort of the eventuality of this sort of thing, where people are going to start just being ridiculous. Like I said, I just thought it would happen. I feel like we're living in a Orwell novel.
not yet, but they're certainly trying to get us there.
Yeah.
But based off of what you said, don't ever forget what made you a fan, because that's one of the things that fuels you to continue doing. I mean, like, do you remember what it was that made you want to do this as a career?
Yep.
So
yeah.
Don't ever lose that passion, because when you do, you have your Mark Wades and all those guys who have been in the industry, who have done great things over the course of their career, but now they're just looking to impress Hollywood. So
that's a good thing that you bring that up, Kyung, because what brought us in as kids, or hooked us, is what we're going to put in our books.
Yep, exactly. We're going to inject that energy in there.
Yeah, whatever it is, and that is what's going to get more fans back into comic books. I mean, even though it is a niche market, there's going to be comic readers. There's millions of people on the planet. Like there's people will always read comic books. But that part that hooked me and hooked Elliot and hooked you, that's what makes kids read comic books. Because I was a kid when I started reading comic books. I wasn't, a 20, 30, 40-year-old white male or whatever. So whatever that hooked me as a kid, I'm sure it's going to hook other kids, because we're the same people. Kids aren't any different in the 90s. So I think that's going to help us, because a lot of these people making comic books now in the mainstream side of things, they weren't comic fans when they were young.
Some of them were, but
you know what? I'll even argue that they hate comic books.
They do. They speak. That's what I was about to say. It's weird, because when you actually hear some of these industry professionals talking about comics, they talk about both the comics and the consumers with contempt. It's like they're a part of the industry, but they're ashamed they're a part of the industry. They're embarrassed about it. They want to. That's why they're courting Hollywood to, go bump elbows with the big wigs of Hollywood and make lots of money. But they talk about, when you talk about your own fans as basement dwelling fanboys, or whatever you want to call them, you obviously
cis white male.
Yeah, you obviously harbor some contempt towards your fans, the people who are buying your product, and that's not a good thing. And then when you don't take your comic book seriously, and it's like you're still treating it as kid stuff, it's not. That's just bad all around, and that doesn't. I mean, I personally feel that that's what's going on with the industry. They just don't care, and they're not taking comics seriously.
And actually, they might be taking comics too seriously. because they're trying to make comic books, like you said, like these movies and Hollywood, and a lot of these stories and comics are like pretentious. You know, like all you guys are doing is like big gorillas punching each other. Ooh.
Yeah.
And their stuff is like they're trying to get deep by like talking about, you know, just feminism and race and like, you know, it was so preachy. I saw like a lot of those X-Men, those new X-Men comics with like Jean Grey and just constantly talking about the whole mutant thing, like racism and Trump. And it's like, dude, it's like, it's not even fun. They're just lecturing people in these books.
Well, go ahead.
They just think they're being like smart about it. Like they're smarter.
I'll take a little direction. I'll share my opinion this way. I actually think there's nothing wrong with making stuff into movies and all that jazz. I don't think that's the problem. I think what the problem is that why are they trying to break into the movies? That's the question you have to ask. What is the motivation for this big shift, this movement, quote unquote movement, for the SJW personality? I believe what's really happening is, well, first of all, they've been trying to do comics like this for a long time. We just didn't pay attention because in this market, the comic book buying public is a superhero enthusiast public. They're interested in the superhero. They're interested in action. It's in our movies. It's in all of our entertainment that way. I think what's happened though is that they feel like they've not been heard because they weren't getting this stuff out there. So what they decided to do instead was they took it over. But they don't realize that the reason why it wasn't doing well wasn't because of the content. It was because of it was missing craftsmanship. So if you look at old, what's his name? The X-Men writer, Claremont stories. Much of what he wrote had a lot of political aspect to it. It was just the way he crafted it. So what's happened is these guys, just like with the advent of desktop publishing, all of a sudden everybody's like, I could do my own stuff. I could draw my own picture. Look, I could publish my own book. But they lost something in the translation. They thought, oh, we can publish it. Yeah, you can. But if you still have to be a student of the craft to make a good product or a good project.
Yeah, it is. Like a lot of storytellers today, you know, they are coming across as preachy and a bit pretentious. But I'll tell you, you know, right off the bat, when I was writing Knucklebomb, I had a theme in my head. I wanted to create a female character that is sexy and appealing to both demographics, both men and women. And I have a quote that I actually posted. I posted, well, you know, wrote it on a Post-it note and put it on the wall as I was designing the character, because I want this character to be substantial, to have to have meaning to the character and what's going on in the story. So it's a quote by Robert Frost that says, "Never be bullied into silence. Never allow yourself to be a victim. Accept no one's definition of your life. Define yourself." And that's essentially what's going to be happening with Knucklebomb throughout the course of the story. But the thing is, when you're writing a story, the way to approach, like the best way to approach a story is to realize that there are actually two stories you're trying to tell. There's the main story that you're telling, which has all the action, it shows all the characters, it's the all-encompassing story. But then there's the B story. And the B story is a story that's actually happening, that's actually taking place. The transformation of the character within, you know, due to what's happening in the story. And so if I get too much into that, it's going to become kind of a literary course, but it's
no, that's all right.
But essentially, you know, Knucklebomb's going to be in there. She's going to be fighting bad guys. She's going to be trying to take down an evil corporation and everything like that. She's going to be using her powers, and it's going to be badass, and it's going to be cool, lots of fighting and everything like that. But there's also the B story, the struggle of the character internally, trying to figure out what her place is in life, what she's supposed to be doing, and whether what she's doing is the right thing or not. And then you have that internal struggle manifesting and starting to influence the main story. And then it's just lots of chemistry, and then you have all these other characters that come into the mix. And yeah, so you know, I wanted to have a character that I can feel proud of having made, and that can actually be a character that little kids can be like, well, actually I shouldn't say little kids, because it's intended for young adults. So
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you know, like a heroine that people can actually be like, she's sexy, but that's not all there is to the character.
yeah, yeah.
Kind of like Rogue.
Yeah, very much like Rogue.
Yeah, and that's and I'm not saying we're just making like punching comic books, you know, punch this, kick this. Obviously, we're trying to tell good stories too. I mean, that's why we love comic books, because of the good stories. But what grabbed us as kids was that art, was that energy, was that the designs, the colors. You know, at the end of the day, you have to wrap this. You know, let's say we have like this nice story, but we have to wrap it in like just colorful wrapping paper. It has to look attractive.
Absolutely.
And the other, you know, side is not doing that. They're just kind of telling these forced, boring stories while also ignoring continuity in the characters' histories. And then on top of that, they hire Tumblr type artists. So you have like this horrible comic book, and no one's buying that stuff. So I think, I mean, and it frustrates me too, because, you know, when the other side tries to criticize our books, they just all they do is just see the action part. They just see the violence or whatever. But at the end of the day, these are superhero comics. That's just how they're action movies. You know, like what do people go for when they want to go see an action movie? They have to see action. So it's like they never really judge it on its own, like what it's supposed to be. They just try to make it seem like, oh, that's all they do. That's all they know how to do. So they're stuck in the 90s. But it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, but you got to understand also that they what you just said, they agree with. They would say that, yeah, that's terrible. They would say that what you're trying to sell us is this crazy idea about action. But that's what's wrong with our culture. It's toxically masculine. It's
masculinity.
Yeah.
Toxic
So
masculinity.
yeah, it's you. This is what's wrong with it in the first place, and that's one of the reasons why we sometimes lose in this discussion, is because we're not conceding that that's actually what their end goal was all along. So first we have to understand what is it that they're fighting about, why are they so upset, and then we have to be able to say, okay, so because of that, you know, this is why we can make anything. You know, the problem is this is the first generation of Comicsgate. I'm sure someone's going to come up. I noticed there's a lot of horror, there's a lot of action, and a lot of, you know, sci-fi so far. Or
I'm actually kind of happy to see a lot of the pulp stuff coming out.
Yeah. I think that's cool. But I'm saying in general, though, that's what we have. But wait till you see some of the other stuff when people start feeling confident and want to tell different stories. Because I think it's okay to tell an endearing tale. I think there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I like reading slice of life stuff. But to your point, the problem is slice of life. I think you were hitting on it earlier when you said it's too specific. Slice of life really demands that I really understand what that slice of life is. Like I'm living that slice of life.
Yep.
And that slice of life may only be a portion of the population doesn't, you know, only gets that idea. You know, if you're going to tell a slice of life story about being a homosexual man, I might not understand it because I'm a heterosexual man. So you lost. Well, I'm saying you've lost me as a customer. Like I'm not your audience.
Yeah.
But I want you to hear my story. Like I understand you have a story to tell. The problem is I'm not interested. It's not because I hate you. It's not because I don't like you. It's not because I don't think your story has value. It's just not what I want to spend my entertainment time on. And so they've adopted this kind of like we're connected to each other because we tell these stories and we're bound by these stories. This is our story and this is our, you know, and I'm like, oh, I get it, because as a Christian, I like hearing my Christian stories too. So I get that, you know, but you just have to understand that you probably are not going to be, there's no way that you can be that niche and be mainstream all at once. I think in the end they're jealous. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you're right. It's too niche. Like comics are already niche.
Well,
and then you want to add a one-legged lesbian Mexican.
Well, but yeah, but that's the art form doesn't require you to pick superheroes.
I'm just talking about superheroes though.
Right. Well, yeah. So I'm saying, but so what they've done, they come in and say, you know what, this is BS. We're going to take over your toys and we're going to superimpose our concept on top of your stuff. So that it's not that. So that's why they're not even trying.
No,
they're not even trying to tell a good story. That they only see the idea as a story. Look how they talk about anything when they're like they again. I don't want to beat up a caricature of them because that's not even really fair. I'm going to grant them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say they're no, because I think it's, again, man, look, some people feel like they want to be encouraging. Okay. You know, I get it. You know, maybe they're teachers and stuff like that. But if every time you do something, you're like, hey, great job. Awesome. You're amazing. Like, that's not being genuine, right? Because they want to give you trophies for showing up to the game, not actually competing and winning. So what it does is it creates this atmosphere. They're taking it over. And I'm going to say this too. I think we all got too lazy. Those of us who are creators said, oh, they're going to make it for us. Like, why did it take this stuff to happen before we decided we were going to make our own stuff? We started to believe the lie that we couldn't do it. We started to believe the lie that that's just for the big guys. We didn't take advantage. We stopped trying to think entrepreneurially, and we were just like the rest of the people that are soaking up that philosophy, the falseness of that. They're soaking it up because they feel like, you know, this is the only people that pay attention to them. We fell for the same thing. We fell asleep too. We let them come and take it over because a bunch of us could have done it and we didn't. So now here we are. So the question is, like, that's why I say things sometimes you'll hear me say, I don't see Marvel and DC as something I want to go work for anymore. I have no desire for it. Yeah. I'm not opposed to making money. If they want to throw a bunch of money to me and fill up my bank account to do some goofy story for them, that's fine. But to be honest, I'd rather pour that energy into my product, because once I create my product, I can take my product, I can make t-shirts out of it. Yep. That's where they're making all their money. It's like all these bands that go on tour. Half of those, majority of those bands, not even half, they're not making money off of the album sales. That's the music companies are making money off the album sales. They're making their money on their merch. That's why I'm so big on that. When you hear me talk about this, sometimes I harp on merch and producing content. You don't have to turn it into a movie, but for crying out loud, if you create something good and it's got a following, and you can make some stickers and make some stuff, all of a sudden you become the master of your destiny when it comes to that. So the diversity is going to come, and what they're asking for is going to come when we are all producing our own thing. But here's the problem: the market will be the ultimate factor. That will be the determining factor on whether or not it was a good product. Not that it was a good product. I won't say that. The market will determine whether the majority appreciates that product, and they're getting mad. They're upset that the majority won't accept them. But they don't understand. It's not you. I just don't like your story.
It's them too.
Well, the way that they conduct themselves on social media, definitely.
It doesn't help.
Yeah, but I'm talking about as a human beings, as human beings are concerned. Mm-hmm. I know. They're not human.
They're not human.
I don't subscribe to that. But
they're zombies.
But I do think, well, they become zombies. They once were human. You know, I agree with that, and I think their tactics are inhuman. Even today, even learning that, wow, how terrible was that whole thing where that person said, "Oh, look, I got doxxed and they came over to my house and I got swatted." Girl, you posted that thing 3 years ago. Same pictures.
That
That's
thing
not.
was fake.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about the girl that was some lady. You didn't hear about that?
Well,
I heard
I just saw some tweets, some pictures of a door kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
Was that it?
That was from 2013 or 2015.
That old?
That's how old that was. Same
Whoa.
person too, by the way.
Whoa.
That person, that didn't happen to that person this week. That, I don't know what happened there.
I didn't even know it was that old.
It wasn't a swatting. That was 3 years ago.
But look, okay, I'm not trying to change it too much, but look, it's just kind of adds on to how kind of crazy these people are, because Peter Samedi gets legit swatted,
Mm-hmm.
and suddenly they have to turn around and try to be the victim about it.
Yeah.
They're like, now they're making fake, swatting things. Like, dude, that's you're sick.
Well, they're trying to deflect and put the attention, put us back on the defensive is what they're trying to do.
Yeah, right? Even if it is like a defensive thing, like it's all chess and all that, but that's crazy, dude.
It is.
Like, Peter got legit swatted, and then they're gonna go around and be like, "Oh, we got swatted too."
Except we didn't. They didn't get swatted.
I don't know. But back to the comics and stuff. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I'm just saying that is what I think has happened. I don't think they're. I genuinely don't believe that they're trying to make something good. They just want to take it over.
Yes,
because they want to communicate an idea. They see this as an opportunity. They say, "Oh, look, their bullhorn is really loud. Let's take their bullhorn away. Let's use it for our message." But it's like, you don't understand. This is like a special Marvel bullhorn. This was intended to tell action stories. Yeah. But we this is our chance. That's why it seems so desperate, because it is. Like every time they touch something, everything seems to break, because it does. Because what they're trying to do is like, oh man, if we could just take it. And that's why they come across as like utterly destructive, because they commandeer it, but they don't know how it works. It's like giving an instrument, a fine instrument for, let's say, I don't know, an expensive $300 paintbrush to a 2-year-old for their finger painting class. It's like, you don't appreciate what this was intended for, but they don't believe in that, because they're just trying to take whatever space they can as fast as they can.
It's like giving Superman to Bendis.
Yeah.
Like the Vertigo line. You following that?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Garbage.
Like, literally, out of 7 titles, 4. 3 are canceled. 1 is probably on the way. And it barely just started. I mean, I've never seen a bigger clusterfuck, dude.
Well, again, they're trying to they're taking this opportunity. This is all this, when they say, and I get this, when we say it's a culture war, I understand, because what's happening is this is a guerrilla tactic. They're just running in, poisoning the water, and bailing. They have no intention of sticking around for the long haul. Half these people don't even believe in a free market. So a bunch of them are socialists that want to see that the guy that's now the editor over what is he? I forget. He had that weird haircut and the mustache at Marvel. He was the same guy that said, "Oh, I'm actually a socialist." Why in the hell would you hire a socialist who doesn't believe in a capitalist free market? Why would you hire that guy to be to work at your company that's trying to make money? He doesn't even believe in your mission statement. I don't know what kind of padded resume he put out there, but he says it on his social media. I'm a socialist. I don't even like this kind of stuff. Then why are you in the position of making money for a company if you're not trying to make any money for that company? Oh, maybe because you never intended to. Maybe you're a plant. I think that's what these people are. They're all plants.
Well, they've been planted by somebody higher up. That's for sure.
Not really, man. Think about this, man. When something gets big enough and you get listen, the rumors about the infrastructure at Marvel has been weak for a long time. Like they were having issues upon issues upon issues. People have been complaining about the work environment. They've been complaining about the Jordan White. That's it, Razdock. Thank you very much. They've been complaining about the lack of benefits. There's roaches. They're not replacing computers. People are generally disgruntled. Guess what? All it takes is somebody to come in. This is how Hitler became Hitler, by the way. You know, when that country was jacked up, when Germany was all messed up and they didn't know what to do, it's so much. It was in shambles. And here comes this guy with, hey, I can fix this. Well, we'll give it to somebody, and they gave it to him.
You know what? And you want to hear something crazy? I think Bendis killed the industry.
Wow, that's bold. Why do you say that?
Because his first book, not his first book, but what got him, I guess, a little clout, got him a little fame, was like this indie book, Jinx or something. He had some like he was really into crime street books and stuff. And a lot of his work was dialogue heavy. He's also responsible for, what's it called, decompression?
Sure. Yeah.
He's the one that made fucking books stretch out for like 10 issues just to figure out what happens next. So he did that. So while he was coming up, he brought in, I never liked Bendis, by the way. I've tried because of all the hype around him. So I tried to like see what was up, but I just couldn't get in his work. But I jumped on his forum because at this time I was trying to break in the industry. So I'm doing everything I can. I'm posting art in all these forums. So while I'm doing this, I'm getting a sense of how his readers are. So all these people a lot of people jumped into comic books because of him, right? They either said two things: I'm new to comic books and I love Bendis' work, or I used to love comics, I stopped, and I'm reading again. So while I'm hanging out in this forum of his, I noticed a lot of the fans were a little like, I don't want to say douchey, but like they thought they were better than everybody else. They always try to change comic books from what they were. Like, kind of like what Kyung said, how like some of these people hate comic books, so they're trying to change it. And that's what these people were. This is when graphic novel was, remember when that was a big deal? Like they decided they're not comic books anymore, they're graphic novels. So these people were like trying to make comic books something that they're not. And that's all because of Bendis. And he's the one that tried to make, he did have a cool Daredevil run, but he ruined a lot of other comic books.
Yeah, but hold on, be careful with that, because remember, it was, no, I'm saying it wasn't Bendis that coined the graphic novel thing. That was actually Will Eisner. No,
I'm not saying he started it. I'm just saying it got more popular around that time.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
Because there was a new influx of readers that weren't really longtime comic fans. And when you Bendis brought in those people from like those hipsters.
He brought in a lot of
like avocados on toast.
Wow.
So
that's funny.
And Starbucks and all that stuff, right? So whatever. I'm playing nice. But you know what's funny? Ethan was in that forum. And they hated Ethan with a passion. And I just never understood why. And he would just troll them. And but he would never say anything crazy. But that was the beginnings of now when I look back, that was the beginnings of Comicsgate. Because you had this group of people who felt that comics needed to be this way. And then another group who missed the old way.
Well, again, I think you can have both, but I think part of our problem is that we were looking at something like I said, there's room for all of it. You just got to be comfortable with where the market is. You know, if you want to tell, like I have a friend who had this real deep story. I used to tell him, he used to be like, man, no one gives me any love in the convention. I said, yeah, it's because what you need to be doing is selling your product on college campuses. He's like, I don't know what you mean. I said, because you're barking up the wrong tree. That's why never it's successful, because your customer base doesn't want that. They want superheroes. But that's where your heart is. So then tell your story. Who am I to tell you not to tell your story? Tell whatever story you want to tell. But don't. But see what they. But the problem is that they're mixing. Look, if you want to sell milk, don't put orange juice in there. That's not what I went to go buy. I went to go buy milk. I'm not going to pour orange juice on my cereal. So that's what they did. They came in, they confiscated it from us. They took it over. That's why I think that's really why we're upset, is they took, because I was listening to.
Right. It's true. And they're changing it, into something that it was never meant to be. Like, I know what I'm saying about the Bendis thing is just me. That's just me. I'm not saying that's a fact, but
no, it is. It is absolutely jerk face.
But like, it also ties in the whole movie angle. Look at that Daredevil comic with Alex Mayleaf. It's a movie. It's a movie. That's not a comic book. And yeah, people can be like, oh, like, comics can be anything. Yes, they can. But Bendis is the one that made writers super popular. I mean, artists during that whole decade, during his whole run, artists were treated like shit. Bendis, that whole little crew of creators, they just took over Marvel. They made it all about writers. That's where all this, like, the attitude came from, the Dan Slotts and all them. And Bendis kind of did his thing at Marvel. He was like the boss. He could do whatever he wanted. And then guess what? He bounces, and now he's at DC. And slowly it's happening at DC comic books. Oh, what a coincidence. So it's like, it's fun. I mean, no one really talks about it, but he did kind of popularize what Comicsgate is against. You know what I mean? He made that shift. Writer heavy. Dude, if we were around in the 90s, we would be in demand, all three of us.
Well,
but because art like Alex Maley, all the tracers and all these posers, and not posers in like I meant the program. All these guys started doing that, and you see it in the books. The energy faded, the styles went away. The Joe Mads and the all those guys, just it's you don't see them in those books anymore. And that was, I think guys like Bendis are responsible for that stuff, dude. They try to make Marvel into these movie books or something.
Yeah, but I mean, think about this though. Matt Herrera left because he could make more money doing something else. The problem is that the comics have never been that lucrative.
He was bank, dude.
Not that much if he had to go away to a different business.
He's obsessed with video games.
Listen, I'm saying, look at Olivier Coipel. Olivier Coipel he makes a lot of money on his comics too. He just makes more money doing something else now.
I know.
Yeah. So I hear you though. I mean, look, when it's all said and done, I think it's gonna be, we're gonna have an interesting observation to make. I think what's important now is that what is happening now is the package has come back together for what we're calling Comicsgate, and what I really think is just the next evolution of the indie market. Mm-hmm. We are producing content that's not just because, you know what, some of us are going to try to write our book and we're not very good writers. So we need to be willing to work with writers too. That might have to happen. I'm going to try to write. I'm going to try to tell my story first because I think I can write, but we'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. But in the meantime, what we're trying to do is a total package thing now. You're getting cool looking books, cool ideas at least. At least they're cool ideas. And if we're lucky, they'll be even more interesting to read. If nothing else, it'll be way better than what they're offering over there at Marvel and DC. The thing that they've... Go ahead, brother.
Oh, but also they're also getting us. We're, here we are. We're talking, people are watching, and we're communicating, and yeah, that's also a crucial part of it.
You're right, because look at how many times did you wish that you could get in on a conversation? How many? To me, I wish I could have been on one of those meetings that they've had, where they talk about what's going to come up for the next year. Those editorial meetings, those are super interesting to me, man.
I'll tell you what,
that stuff.
I am super excited about the Tug project, and I'm just as passionate about it just because I've heard the response from Tug's daughter. And just, can you imagine if you were 5, 6 years old and there was a comic book artist drawing your character in a comic book? I mean, God, that must be such, that's so cool. And just hearing how she's really excited about it, it's a boost for me. It's that and just that is enough to get me excited and continue on with the book.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. Let's see. I couldn't sleep, so I jumped on to listen then. But yeah, man. So I think, yeah, you're right. That this is the what a unique experience it must be for so many fans to be in on the secret. That there is no secret. We're making it for you guys. That's the secret. We're making it for you guys. We're making it for our fans. How cool is that? They get to be part of that experience. They get to be part of the ground floor of helping to bring an idea to life. For a long time, we had no choice. We just bought whatever they gave us. So now here we are. We get to bring some serious strength to a market that's clearly wanting it.
Mm-hmm. There's a big void, dude.
And at least we're expressing that these customers deserve the best that we can give. Am I the best I'll ever be? Probably not. But they deserve the best that I can bring to the table.
Yep,
and I'll be listening. I'll be listening. If they don't like what I'm producing, I won't produce it. I hope they will. But
they gotta like Sovereign, so they have no choice.
You feel what I'm saying? It's like it's a great time to be a fan. It's almost like when how when the real estate market is like, it's a buyer's market, it's a seller's market. It's become a buyer's market. What do you guys want? I'm here to make it for you. What do you want? How do you like your hot dogs? Like mustard? Yeah, you got it. You like my old boss used to say, you like it, I love it. Nobody's a bigger fan of what I'm going to do for you guys than I am. So
now I want hot dogs.
See, I don't eat hot dogs anymore. You're a jerk. No, I'm excited, man. I think it can only get better, man. I really do, and I'm passionate for where we seem to be headed. It's dynamite time, man.
No, it is better, dude. I mean, it sucked like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when it was like the realization, like, damn, dude, like I'm never gonna draw a dope ass Ghost Rider comic anymore, it's gone. That thing is dead. So, but now when you accept it and you then think of the upside, we've been given a chance to bring our dream projects to life. That at the end of the day, that's kind of the bigger prize, because in the beginning I was like, I'm going to do Marvel, I'm going to work on DC stuff, and then after I'll do Sovereign. But it's like now I cut all that bullshit and I just go straight to Sovereign.
So Anjun Lasfen, I hope I said your name right, says release a 48-page book every 3 months. See, that's the part of the problem. Is this is one of the things I keep saying. We're going to have to. There's going to be some growing pains in this process, because you can't have quality books. Well, I think part of what's hurt the industry is the infrastructure of it, producing this much work in such a short amount of time.
It's dated. It's a dated model.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's antiquated. That worked well in the old days, like when an inker was an inker, was an artist. A lot of inkers are not artists today. So a lot of pencilers have become inkers, and people complain, why are you doing your own stuff? Because how many times have you handed off your stuff to somebody that came out like garbage because they just, I'm really, don't call me a tracer, but that's all I do is trace. Like, whoa, you can't do that. Because we let a bunch of the parts of that machine fall apart. So a lot of these young artists stopped trying to be better at their craft. They just started to just do whatever, whatever. So now, you look at Bob McLeod, you look at who's the other guy I love so much?
Liefeld.
No. No. It's another. These I'm saying because I actually feel like I learned how to draw comics from inkers, not from pencilers. It was from the end product, not the beginning. So Joe Rubenstein, Tom Palmer, these are classic comic guys. You know, if I'm going to create something in this model, it's going to take a little bit more time because remember, now I'm not just a penciler. I'm not just a or an inker. Now I'm the penciler, the inker, probably the writer, probably the scripter, probably the letterer, probably the graphic designer for the trade dress, probably the business guy who's handling the operations guy who's going to get the ISBN number for my book and all that kind of jazz. Probably going to be also the colorist. I said that already. Probably going to also be the guy who figures out where it gets printed. Probably going to be the guy who has to also, oh, I got to sell this book and I got to be on YouTube because this is where the market is.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have to find a common ground because if you want that monthly schedule, go back to Marvel and keep getting what you're getting because that's what you're going to get. But if you want to something better, it might look like this. Go ahead.
Speaking of printing, just something to keep in mind. I messaged Mike earlier today because this kind of popped in my head. But I'm going to be doing Knuckle Bum through Print Ninja. They're located in China.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one thing about China is they frown upon any type of property that has anything to do with like the undead or demons and other things like that. Knuckle Bum has undead and demonic elements within it, so it
Don't bring
popped
it
in
up.
my head. Huh?
Don't mention it.
There's always the possibility that
yeah,
they might reject it as a result. So I had to make a list of backups just in case.
Yeah,
just something to take into consideration.
Very smart.
No, that's super important. What'd you say?
It says very smart.
Oh, I thought you said Walmart. I was like, what?
Well,
printing our comics at Walmart.
Damn, dude. No, I'm just joking.
I do kind of like Walmart. What are you trying to say?
No, yeah, that's another thing. I think all of us, like you said, growing, like we're all gonna learn together. Like it, and it sucks too because a lot of the readers that I'm one of them that used to, collect comic books once a month or whatever. That's not gonna happen with Comicsgate books. And the way I draw and the crazy shit I'm doing, I'm thinking 2 to 3 books a year. Probably 2 though. Because I just can't produce what I want to do with Sovereign. I can't do it on that type of schedule. I just can't.
Yeah.
And my style is not, and again, everybody's style is different. That's another thing that I hope a lot of backers and fans, when they watch our YouTube videos, like they're watching you, Elliot, and I'm going to start streaming like crazy once I start going hard on the Sovereign pages. Everyone's speed is different and the styles are a big reason for that. And you can't, equate Ethan stuff with Doug's or Malin's with Elliot's and, Donald's, whatever. Like it just requires different length of time to do certain styles. It's just a fact.
The irony is that the level of knowledge of the product is actually going to be more in line with it's going to be more sophisticated, like the guys who thought these were graphic novels, because it's going to require you to understand how these things. Now you're learning about inside baseball. Now everyone's going to know about, that's a long process, and good. It should be like that. Again, if you want this,
people need to know.
And maybe there's going to be a version of something I'll do that'll be a little easier. Like I have plans to do, I think I've talked about this before, but I want to do Otomo as a comic strip also, like a young version of him, like an old Superboy concept, like old school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I want to do as well, because, like right now, look at the time. Why it's taking me so long to do this right here? Because I'm not a colorist. I don't have all the theories in my head, like, quickly at my disposal. I have to really think it through. So I'm going little by little. Someone else would say, for crying out loud, Elliot, finish that thing already. Like, I hear you. I want to finish it, but sheesh, it's not that simple.
I'm really looking forward to it.
And it goes back to, what I was saying. Like, everybody also has their own pace. You'll see some guys just, they look like machines. They just kind of like move their hands all quick and the drawing appears. And then there's guys like me and Elliot and Kyung who kind of have to, chisel at the piece away. Think, 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 think. And that's just how we work.
But I think it'll come though. I think the more we do our own thing, because that's the main thing, right? Imagine if you had to draw something over and over again every month that you hated.
Mm-hmm.
I would never get it done. But now that I get to draw something I enjoy, I might actually turn around and make this thing happen.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun, man. Whatever it looks like, it's gonna be a damn good time.
Yeah, as long as honestly, like, and I'm speaking as a fan myself, because obviously been reading comics my whole life. I'm all about, I do hate late books. I do. They suck, but they were always worth it. Like Joe Mad. I waited so long for that Battle Chasers #9. But when I got it, I was so happy.
Yeah. I remember that.
When Ultimates, with Brian Hitch. Oh, but when that issue came out, it was the best day ever. I didn't even care that it was late. It like completely just erased that.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to have an opportunity to fill in a gap that I've always enjoyed. I love concept art and I love just general illustration. So, and that's what I used to get out of comics until it got really weak and it wasn't as good and blah, 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 like what we're describing now. So it's going to be fun that we can actually start creating product that, this stuff is really cool. It's not rushed. It's good. It may not be as, frequent as I'd like it to be. I know Kyung is working, but that goes back to the thing about picking a style that fits your mode, and how you want to produce your product. I just think it is doable. It is doable.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what do you think about? I think I'm going to do these curtains in gray to match this placemat, but I like the idea of gray and white tablecloth.
What city is this in?
This is like a little country kitchen in Virginia. Oh, I forgot to put. Oh, I got mugs over here. Hold on.
Virginia.
I forgot to put my mugs. Look, they're all there. They're waiting to be hung on the wall.
Do it, man.
I'm going to right now. Don't yell at me.
Maybe earthy colors, like browns and tans.
Dude, where you been? That's what I'm doing.
Not earthy enough.
Dang.
What year is this? This present?
Yeah.
How old is the dude?
How old is he's in his 40s.
So maybe he would, or maybe him and the wife would decorate depending on their generation.
What is that supposed to mean? You say I'm old?
No.
I'm in my 40s. Dang it, Andrew.
When I get the chance, dude, my place is gonna look like the 90s.
See, yeah, only about the 90s.
I'm gonna get that Different Strokes poster.
Hold on, let's see here.
But that's a good way to help that's how I do it. Like I think about what kind of person this is, and I think about what period they're from or when they were born, and that can help kind of with what would be in their house and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a good sense of what this is. I just saying it's my wife. It basically is what this is.
I see.
She's decorated this takes place in Virginia. This has got a very rural-ish flavor to it.
Elliot, you're Puerto Rican, right?
Yes, sir.
Put the flag right there in the back.
Puerto Rican flag? You think so? You think they go for that in Virginia?
Do what the SJWs do. Just put your shit in there.
Just put it in there. Just take it.
Doesn't make any sense. Just put a flag, dude. That's a big pun too.
Oh my god. He said,
Doug is like, what is this?
Elliot, yeah. No, throw that away. Don't do that. No, bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
My people.
Right. There we go. I think I fixed my problem here, sorta. All right, so I gotta see. That looks a little more decorated there. That looks fancy. That's fancy. King's like, no, garbage. I'm with Doug. Oh, garbage. Oh. You know what I love about Doug? Have you noticed when he's doing these passionate videos lately? I don't know if you watch his stuff or not. He'll come out and at the end of each video, he'll go, war. I'm like,
war?
Yeah, subliminal messages and stuff. Like, Doug, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, do that. Subliminal messages. That's what the SJWs do too.
Hold on, I'm gonna put a little Puerto Rican flag on this mug.
There you go.
Maybe they visited PR.
Yeah, maybe they went on a cruise or something. Mm-hmm. They have a Mickey Mouse mug. Why not? Why you have to be so
racist?
Yeah. All right, let's see here.
It's because I'm a Latin X. That's why.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, I did something wrong, didn't I?
No? Latin X sounds like a Terminator.
Terminator X. Okay. Okay.
Skynet decided to make some Puerto Rican robot.
All right. Here we go. Also trying to keep my colors a bit muted. I'm a big fan of Dave Stewart's work on Hellboy. So I want to have color there that I can manipulate with an overlay channel, but I don't want to. That's how I handled the other one.
You think of eye dropping his colors?
No, but yeah, sure. But I've already established at least his costume color palette.
Okay.
So I just need to move forward as I go through this here. I think I'm going to make her hair brown. I'm going to add some brown to her hair.
How good is your color theory, Elliot?
Not very.
Okay. When it comes to trying to harmonize your colors in a single, in a single composition, your grays are your best friend. Painting in grays. So the more you desaturate the colors, the closer the colors come towards harmonization. Any oversaturated colors, you use the oversaturation to kind of bring it out. Yeah. Like personally, I do a lot of analogous color harmony, which analogous is like 3-4 values that are directly that are directly touching on the color wheel. And those have a very, very have a very natural look to them, and it's just let me see if I can find it. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me open up my website. That's not my website.
Who?
Thick.
So let's see. Where's it at? Portfolio. Right here. So this is an analogous color scheme. All of these colors are well, actually, no. No, actually, this is more of a split complementary, actually, because green is the one that isn't part of the green is where the split complementary comes into play. The purples and the yellows and the oranges are all right there on the color wheel.
Yeah.
And the green is what's complementary off of the yellows. But you see that there's a lot of gray in this, and the gray is what like really brings the colors into harmony. If I were to
that going.
If I were to oversaturate the green, for instance, and make it more like a really vibrant green, it'll stand out and it'll be a little bit of a sore on the eye.
You think I'm not doing that right now? Damn. Well, tell me. I like your green idea though. I might throw some green in here. I'm just thinking of blonde wood in the background, like a good old fashioned blonde wood and off-white wall. And I'm just using gray right now, but now that you show me that green, I like that green.
You should draw Bigfoot. What's his name? Bigfoot Bill.
Why?
Just walking by the window, like in the outside.
Oh, damn.
He could be like the Stan Lee of Doug's universe. Just
oh, I see what you're saying. Maybe. Yeah, but I don't want to restrict her. Let me see.
Give her dreads.
Dang it, it's not even about that. Why do you even go there? Gosh.
She's having a midlife crisis.
She's not sure.
She was watching BET. Got some ideas.
I'll hang on to that for now. I like that green idea though.
Okay. So you ruined everything, Kyung. Now you doubting him.
Yeah, I'm doubting myself. It's game over, man. Game over.
Doug, I quit.
Doug, I was talking to Kyung. He said I'm an idiot. I agreed.
I'm colorblind.
What kind of question is that to ask, Kyung? Elliot, how's your color theory? Why am I supposed to answer that? Fantastic. What are you talking about?
To be honest, I think I messed up. I said split complementary when I actually meant triadic.
See? And now I'm having cardiac.
So that's why I'm hiring a colorist.
Well, you know.
Yeah, color theory is just a bleh. It's a beast all on its own, but you know, I just focus on the harmony portion of it, and it's enough to get by.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I'm only trying to give myself some room here because the way I handled the other stuff, I laid down a layer where I'm just going to make a shadow out of it. I'm hoping that everything in the background just stays subtle. This picture here is important to my story, so I needed it to pop a little bit, but maybe I don't need to right now. Maybe I can soften it or change its value a little differently. But what I'd like to do, I like the idea of gray to keep everything. They're like a regular family. They're mundane. I want that to be what's happening. I'm not looking for powerful color. I just want it to be, hey, this is our lamp. This is our our window where we eat breakfast. What am I doing here?
You should as like an Easter egg, use the colors from like Married with Children.
That's messed up, man. That's messed up. What are you
I
gonna do
like that idea.
Why are you trying to trip? Why are you trying to trip?
Love and marriage.
Let me see here. All right. I don't know why this looks. Oh, you know what? You know why too? Because I'm missing an important component, which will help this piece quite a bit. I'll show you what that is right now.
Dead air.
Oh yeah.
I got it.
That's what happens when we're drawing, dude.
I know. This is the studio experience, people. Sometimes we went. This goes back to my story about falling asleep. I just fell asleep.
We'll see you later, people.
Hold on. I think I made a boo-boo here. No. No. What is that? Was ist los?
What your name? What your name?
That's not it. That's not it. Oh, okay. I see here. It's this. All right. Boom. Shakalaki.
Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan, let me rock it, Shaka Khan. Let me rock it, that's all I want to do. Shaka Khan, let me rock it, Shaka Khan. Let me rock it, let me feel for you.
Oh, those are cool colors.
Mm-hmm. Looks really good.
Well, you know what's unifying it is this paper texture that I put together.
The only
Well, hold on. I still got to put in my shadow things.
All right, let's see.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some more boom in it. Come on. See, Draken says, take that pink that you have on the picture and throw that on her. I don't want to make her pink. If I make her, I mean, I'm already playing with orange against this blue.
Yeah.
So if I go pink, then it's going to end up becoming Pinky McGee, Pinky McGillicuddy, and the Get Fresh crew. We don't want that. All right.
No.
Oh. See, I like the way that this kind of got aged real nice here. The black and white photos turned into sepia tone.
Yep.
The texture works so nice with this. I love it. All right. Maybe I should give her blue hair instead. Oh!
Not funny.
Whatever. Look, Tarzan, be careful. A little toxically male there. Oh, we are watching animals in their natural habitats. That's really the one bad. we're starting to now pick little bugs out of each other's hair. Oh, my battery and my mouse is very low. What? No. All right. Chill out, Elliot. Chill out. What the hell's wrong with you? Control yourself. All right, let's get this party started. All right, so what I was going to do next is on top of these colors, let's just go for the gust. Hold on.
Boom, boom.
Let me select that color.
Boom, boom, boom.
Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and paint in this gray here. The only downside is I don't have anything in that other painting, other picture. I need to throw something in there like a flower or something.
I think my only thing with this color is it feels like a flashback or something.
That's okay.
What kind of flowers are you going to put there, Elliot?
A sunflower, because that's the thing that she likes. She's all about sunflower. She's about life.
You should get those flowers Ethan was showing Mike.
Wow. Hey, Elliot.
Hey, Elliot.
Yeah,
That's
see the curtain.
Not quite the same as Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Elliot. Yeah.
Hey, Yo, jerk. Think that works? I don't know. All right, so I'm coming in here, coming in strong. See, I had myself convinced I was going to have a second one done too. You're out of your damn mind. All right. Why am I doing it with brush strokes? See, this is how stupid I am. Fill, buddy, fill.
Lasso
too. And I need that window to be different too, but let's just paint the flower. Love and marriage. Maybe she painted this. She was taking art classes. See? Look at that. Bam! Okay, now combine. We are the world. We are the children. Nope.
Is it going to be moody, the lighting?
Bro, you're not even looking at what I'm drawing. You're not even looking.
I'm looking, dude.
Hold on.
It's because I see the light in the shape of a door.
Does that look moody? Yeah, it's going to be moody. Does that look moody? Dun 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 dun.
I'm expecting big things from you, Elliot. Better deliver.
I'm working on it, boy. I'm working on it. Dang. Who said that? Somebody in the chat? I don't care.
Better deliver.
Uncanny Kodak says, nice flore, Elliot. Thank you. Flore is nice. It's very beautiful. I like the florecitas. It's very nice.
Need a fruit bowl. Where's the fruit bowl?
Bro, they're poor. They don't have all they have is ketchup.
Need pineapples, dude.
They can't afford the fruit, man. You know how expensive pineapple is right now?
How much is it?
So expensive. Hold on, let's see here. All right. So now what I'm fitting to do. Okay. Oh yeah. That's good stuff. Where is the love? Where is the love? Okay, here we go. I think this goes on multiply. I think. Or overlay. Let's see. All right. This is an old trick I learned from my art director buddy. I just put the black on all the layer and keep it native to the color that it is.
You're gonna color the book too?
I'm not planning on it, but I'm preparing myself for it just in case I can't afford to hire a colorist. Like, how do I want? This is kind of how I want it to look anyway. I want it to feel pulpy. You know what I'm saying?
That's a lot of work, dude.
That would look great on newsprint.
I know.
Yeah, newsprint would be awesome.
Are you telling me I should just quit now? Are you telling me I'm wasting my time? I should go back to making T-shirts? Is that what you said? I can't take it. I can't take it.
It just already has that old school feel, you know?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to have that. I wanted to feel accessible. So I think this looks interesting to modern customers. They probably wouldn't know what this is all about. It would look different enough because everything's so hyper colored anymore.
Yeah, it's gonna pop.
It'll be unique. And also to the old school fans, I'd be like, oh snap, that's cool, man. Remember that? Oh, remember that when remember we used to do that? Remember? That's my impression of what's his name? Was it Paul Rodriguez?
Paul, the comedian?
Yeah.
Rodriguez.
No, who's it? Who's the guy that had the show for a while there? It's not Paul Rodriguez.
George Lopez?
George Lopez. Remember we used to do that? Remember?
You remember.
Nah. That's cool. It's starting to come around now, see? Boom, shakalaka. Boom, shakalaki.
Shaka Khan.
Otra vez con Shaka Khan ese. All right. It's starting to cook now. See, you just
need to have a boombox, dude. Put it in the back right there. Just a boombox.
You think that's the kind of couple they are? They're boombox people?
Just blasting some Sade or some Sade.
Your love is king. Da, 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 da.
Some Phil Collins.
See, I don't like the red. The red is too punchy on that orange. So I have to be careful. I have to pick something else for that. Pero in the meantimes, right. So
you need to give her some Cardi B nails. That's what she needs.
Oh, hell no. I ain't trying to listen to Cardi B up in here.
She's just like a hoochie.
So it says, don't ever oversaturate in Elliot neck of the woods. What's going on now? What's happening now? James Hayes says a lot of books are oversaturated colors and look like screens from a cartoon. Worse, Marvel books have been known to have the inks come off on your fingers sometimes as of late. I wonder how much that has affected the actual bottom line look of the comic. I wonder if sometimes they look weird because they have such poor printing. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts?
I've never seen the I've never seen the source material, so I don't know. I mean, I guess you could compare it with the digital,
right?
To see how it was meant to look.
I think they just print so many books; they just don't care. You know what I mean?
I make you so mad every time I talk about this stuff. Are you so
the
angry?
Quality is just not that good.
Fair. Word.
I mean, they ain't in this for the money, clearly.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna give her a little bit of love right here. After the love was gone. See, now you guys are watching Elliot do foolish things on his computer, on Computo. That's what I call my computer. Computo, you ruined it. Just me shaming my computer. Performance shaming.
They're listening to Whitney Houston.
I believe the children are our future. Scrims and scrims, the scrim, France, grizz, the scrims. Sorry, I'm a little crazy there. That was my technique when I was a kid. My cousin came up with this, like, yeah, I like when you sing that song with the scrims and scrims. He was making fun of me because I used to sing in a choir. And so then it became like there's a little thing we used to say in choir: if you forget the words, just sing watermelon, and you'll be okay. It'll look like you're singing the words without knowing the words. So I converted into scrims and scrimsons. I got a real sophisticated technique there. Scrims the friends, the scrims, the scrimsons.
That's what most singers do today, dude.
That's it. Watermelon. See, this is actually a very deep point of the story right here. You don't know yet. You're about to figure it out, though. Bam!
They're about to do it.
Doug liked this so far, the color technique that I was using. I just got to get colors to do it. All right. Look at that. Bam. Make you want to jump back, smack somebody, mama. Jerkmonger says he wants to punch someone's mother tonight on Dateline. All right. I like this guy. I like that he's like an average dude.
He needs some nose hairs.
You think so? Hold on.
That's the average dude right there.
Yeah, that's me with the ear hairs too.
Yeah. Dude, I haven't shaved in a while. My beard is getting crazy.
Crazy. You sound like you ever listen to what's this dude's name? Oh crud. Tom Segura.
Yeah.
He said, "You about to get murdered."
Yeah, he's funny, dude. He's funny.
Those guys there, man, they have a hell of a time now with all this PC gone awry.
Oh man, it's great, dude. They're becoming famous because of it.
Yeah, man, they're having a hell of a time.
They're like against all that. So a lot of these people who are tired of it are just loving, their podcasts and their content and their comedy.
You ever listen to Bill Burr?
Yeah, not all the time, but I do listen.
He messes me up too. He's stupid. He's really bad. I was watching him today on a special on Netflix, and he got into a whole discussion that I'm not even going to bring up because I'm sure someone's going to say, "Oh my gosh, Jerkmonger says."
Well, what was it about?
I can't tell you because I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm telling you.
Race, just like keep it vague.
He was talking about why is it that we listen? Why is it that women get the benefit of the doubt and the men don't?
Mm-hmm.
And some of what he was saying was funny, but he was cracking himself up because the people in the audience were so like, "What did you just say?" He had to like, well, I could see you guys. I lost all you guys. And he's go ahead.
That just reminded me. He had this epic 10-minute rant on YouTube. Somebody recorded it. It was like one of he did a show in Boston or like some kind of east show in the East Coast. Do you know what I'm talking about?
What's that now?
I said, do you know what I'm talking about? About like
Bill I know he has a podcast. Was he on his podcast? Well,
it wasn't a podcast. It was like one of his stand-up. Just a random comedy club, whatever. And he was in the East Coast. This was like a couple years ago, but you got to look it up. It's amazing. He basically, I forgot like what happens, but basically he's up there doing his thing, and these people start heckling him. Like they start booing him.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of like leaving or, whatever, he decides to stay on. And he's roasting the whole city. It was like Philadelphia, I think. He's literally roasting everybody. And he did it so well that it became funny. And he's like, you guys want me to get off 5 minutes? Well, guess what? I'm going to be on here 10 more minutes. And they start laughing. And he's like, and then he starts, I forgot the city, but he's like clowning on their city. He's like, your sports suck. Your water sucks. Your food sucks. Your city's dirty. You people just suck. And he's just going in. You have to find it, dude. And I'm not doing it justice, but he goes ham on these hecklers, and he just roasts the entire city. And that's Bill Burr, dude. That's what makes him. Like he can just go off and somehow make things funny. But it's great. 10 minutes of him. It's like all improvised because they literally did not like him. They thought his comedy sucked or whatever. So he's like, you know what? F you guys. I'm gonna stay on an extra 10 minutes and just keep shitting on you. And it ended up being funny at the end.
I gotta see that. What you don't remember what city? Okay, so
I'll find it. Let me look.
No, don't worry about it. Forget it's too late. I was just kidding.
No, I'll send you the link. You watch it whenever.
Yeah, I'm dying for that. He's one of my favorite dudes now. Him. I never thought I would enjoy. Never thought I would enjoy. Dave Chappelle. I love him now.
Mm-hmm. Did the audio break?
Nah, that was
the
video.
Sorry.
Hold on, I'm gonna mute myself. Hold on.
Let's see. Reminds me of Conan O'Brien's trip to Canada years ago with Triumph, the insult dog. I am not sure. He's allowed to cross the border to this day. Oh no. I never really cared for him that much. Is he good?
Who?
Conan O'Brien.
Oh, I don't watch Conan. But from what I did see, I wasn't that big of a fan at all.
I think he's mostly in his element on his show for sure.
I found it. It was Philadelphia.
Oh, I gotta see it. It's
right there in the link, the little group chat sideboard thing.
All right, so now I'm going to add some oscuridad to this stuff here. That looks nice. This is coming together. I wasn't sure for a second there. Now I'm like, okay, all right, okay.
Yeah.
And it's all because of Kyung.
It's all right.
That's why I didn't mention you. I was waiting for that. What his awesome suggestions about make a left. What? Just make a left. Okay. Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Goody. I wonder how it looks over here.
I like the dead fly.
Yeah, the dead fly.
Yeah,
that's my favorite character. You know, fuck. You know what? I'm trying to watch my language. Screw Captain Marvel's cat.
It's all fly.
That fly right there.
I like the dead fly too because this goes back to the thing you were talking about, Kyung, about the. I want to have something in there that looks like this. That's how my house would be. Like I'll have a dead fly. Like I don't care.
Well, you know, as silly as it sounds, that dead fly can actually it tells you a lot about what's going on. You know, the state of the house.
Yeah.
They probably haven't dusted in a while. You know,
should have, the next book should have fly variant covers.
Oh, also don't forget this is a story about the macabre. So there's a bit of a, the flies have a part of that story too. That's why I thought it'd be good there.
Ooh.
You know, when you see a fly, something's going on. Just saying. Lord of the Flies, beautiful meatballs.
Message.
Hey. Oh, jeez. What did I do there? Ah, for crying out loud, beach ball of death. And when's the last time? Where's the pepper shaker? It was right there. There was a pepper shaker there. Oh, come on. Beach balling on me.
Oh, crap.
Oh, come on.
I
sound like the kid from the Christmas Story. Oh, come on. Kyung, what is that guy, man? Tell me about that guy.
This guy.
It's man.
That's funny.
This guy is a sumo wrestler.
Oh.
And he's gonna be one of the more interesting villains in this story. He's gonna undergo a mutation, but he's not gonna turn into like into a monster or anything like that. But he's gonna be, you know, he's gonna be a serious threat, but I'm gonna be handling him in a very comical manner.
That's the best way to go. You got to have some levity, you know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Can't be all serious and cats and stuff.
Can't be all cats. Can't be all meow meow. Too much of the meow meow. All right, let's see. White is the new pepper, says Art of Reed. All right, so I have to go up to this chat here. Everything's white. Everything's beach balling on me. Why Yoda? All right, let's see. I can't even do anything with this. Looks like he could be in a fighting game like Street Fighter, says Billy the Wombat.
Well, that's kind of the idea. What I'm going to end up doing, actually. Just I'm going to end up taking all of these characters. I'm going to take a few of them, and you know, the way it looks right now, just put Knuckle Bomb in the middle, put some borders around it. You got Mega Man. You got a stage select.
Nice.
Either that, or I could, you know, do it like a fighter character select screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a bunch of Easter eggs and Sovereign 2, you know, stuff like that.
Like real eggs? That's gonna be gross, man.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be so gross.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. I would love to go up to the chat more, guys, but I can't because my computer is stalling on me here. I gotta wait for it to stop thinking.
We're gonna have to start a GoFundMe soon.
James Hez says sumo wrestling is fun to see, but it's 29 minutes of pomp and ceremony for 1 minute of murderous action. Murdered. Billy the Wombat says, "Oh yeah." Sometimes I feel like a nut. Sometimes I don't. Oh yeah. Let's see. Anjin says, "Richly designed characters, Kyung. Richly."
Oh, thank you.
All right. Let's see if I can get. Oh, for crying out loud!
Like one thing that's cool about what I'm sure you did this, Kyung, too, and maybe Elliot, you're probably doing it on your other one, but all these characters that I love, that I grew up with, you know, Guyver or whatever, I'm putting like analog or like versions of those type of characters in Sovereign. So I have like, because I'm never gonna draw the Guyver, but if I make one that's kind of like the Guyver, then I kind of scratch that itch, you know.
Okay. With I can't find like any one particular influence that's the one question that I really should think about. But whenever I'm asked about this in interviews or whatever, they ask me what inspired Battle Made of Knuckle Bomb. It's really a culmination of a lot of things. But giving it some thought now, actually more than anything, it's video games that inspired BMKB opposed to comic books.
Yep. Mine is I think mine is cartoons, like animations and video games.
I would concur.
Because I mean, imagine being a little kid, and then watching stuff like Guyver and Ninja Scroll and Akira. That'd blow your mind.
Yeah, I watched it when I was a kid.
Yeah, so it's like, and then you got video games, like Street Fighter, and I don't know, something about those characters were just kind of like larger than life, you know. They just stick in your head for some reason.
So I'm getting in trouble from Arthur Brown. The Uncanny Codex says, "Jerkmonger, you're a darn bad influence on me. My wife is going to kill me until I die for murdered to death so late." Or early, rather, he says. Listen, man, you got to do what you got to do, homie. You got to do what you got to do. So I've been trying to peep out some new anime. And so far, I'm stuck on my favorites. I need to explore something more. Huh?
You're stuck on the hentai stuff?
Yeah, definitely. So what I want to try to do is I'm trying to get into like, so I think I told you guys this. I own Cowboy Bebop, and I have, like, I love Samurai Champloo.
Sure.
I have to get that. I really like that a lot. That's really unique animation. I've got, I don't have Ninja Scroll yet. I used to have Ninja Scroll. I don't have it now. I need to buy it again. Akira's something of my favorites, of course.
I'm disappointed.
Why?
You should have Ninja Scroll.
Well, you know, I should. There's no excuse for me.
I'm sorry.
I should hurt myself right now. Dude, I'm trying to save, and it stopped at 83%.
Oh my god.
Oh no. But I want to buy a Big O, but that thing's like $60 now.
Oh yeah.
Dude. I'm like, gosh, I gotta find a cheaper version of that. Oh, that's on Blu-ray, but that's why I would rather have it. And now, so I found online some videos of the old Tekkaman.
Oh, Tekkaman.
Technoman.
I still love it, but it's just not quite as charming as it was when I first started. You know which one I liked a lot too? I loved, remember Macross Plus?
Oh yeah.
And when that came out, I was like, oh yeah, dude. Oh my God. I had no idea what the story was about. Not one idea. Let me see. So Matthew Gervais says, have you guys seen The Dragon Prince on Netflix?
No.
I have not.
No.
I have not.
I've been watching a lot of Dragon Ball lately because of my son.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I'm catching up on that stuff.
Okay. Elliot, you could watch Tenchi Muyo if you haven't seen that. It's on YouTube.
Is that the one with the cat-looking guy in the red gi?
cat-looking guy in the red gi
with the white hair?
Yeah.
No.
What's that? What's that one?
I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
Wait a minute. So what is it again? Tenchi?
Tenchi Muyo. TenchiMuyo.
It's probably hentai.
This better not be hentai.
Tenchi Muyo was my Star Wars when I was growing up.
You feel that good about it?
Tenchi with an I.
Yeah, it's here.
Mm-hmm.
I clicked off of it.
You lost it.
I'm an idiot.
Oh, brother.
Here we go. Because I'm using my stylus to do this, navigate instead of my mouse. All right. I hope I don't get the beach ball of death again. Oh, for crying out loud, Charlie Brown.
It's not saving or what?
No, it's saved, but now my I think I've been up and running for too long. I need to restart. Because I'm looking at.
So what are you gonna do
here.
with the animes? You just want to catch up or what?
Yeah, I want to start digesting some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you know what I'm excited about? It's what's it called? Shana or Shanara or something like that. Oh, what the heck was it?
What's it about?
It's about this. It looks like it takes place in India, and it's this dude who looks like a Power Ranger, but he's he was in the video game. That's how I learned about him. He has the robot dog, and he's all white, and he's got the mask, and then he does the Ultraman finger thing in front of his face.
Is it like, what are those called? Sentai? Or
Super Sentai, yeah.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Let me see. On actually on YouTube. Let me see.
What are you trying to go for though? Like for the anime stuff? Are you trying to go for style, movement? Like what are you looking for? Or just inspiration?
Most of it's inspiration for me. It's been difficult to find certain stuff. Wait. Yeah, Kashan or something like that. Kashan. Wait, let me see if I can find it here. Sean Robot Hunter. Yeah, that's it. This thing.
What's it called? I want to check it out.
It's cool, man.
Kashan?
Kashan, and it says it, and it's like that too. You have to say it because they say it in the dub.
I've been saying Kashan, dude.
Kashan. Where are you from? From Lincoln County, Florida, or something?
I can't. This is America, dude. Shit.
I don't like this though. Her face looks weird. She has a weird face, but he looks dope.
You want to check out something different and cool? Go Kaiser.
Oh, Voltage Fighter, yeah.
Wait, which is that one?
Look it up.
Go Kaiser. See, I have Kaiser SKL.
GOW, one word.
What, GOW?
Yeah, GOW, and then Kaiser's, it's all one word.
Okay, let's see what comes up.
That's one of my movies right there.
Soccer? This is an anime. You fooled me. You tricked me.
On. I'll do it. You want to do it?
I'll do it. It's Kaiser, right? Kaizer.
Yeah, all is one word. Voltage Fighter, Cal Kaiser.
Oh, Voltage Fighter.
Yeah, as soon as I saw Sovereign for the very first time, I'm like, oh, this guy likes Cal Kaiser. I just know it.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, Gal Kaiser. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
This isn't. Oh.
I think there's one anime, or I don't know what.
Yeah.
Oh, where do I find that?
Well, it's based off of a fighter for Neo Geo, but yeah, Masami Obari did a animation based off the video game.
The intro to that anime, like the first action sequence, I think inspired what Sovereign was going to be, because I you know, I didn't know what he was going to fight against or what. And then once I saw this, you know, character superhero dude fighting against this robot, I was like, oh shit, that looks dope. Like, I like the idea that because, you know, one of the problems with Superman is he can't go crazy. And and whoever he fights, he can't really like rip them in half, because then he won't be Superman anymore.
Yeah.
But I figured if Sovereign can fight like mechs, like robots or artificial intelligent machines, then it's like he can go all out.
Dude, I totally see this influence on you.
You keep watching it, dude. That's the scene I'm talking about.
Oh, that's awesome.
You gotta watch it. It's dope. When he transforms, ooh.
Look at that. That's a cool robot, man. Oh man, this is dope.
Just wait for that sequence.
Oh, prepare your soul. Hold on, let me.
It is the.
Oh, I messed it up.
Oh,
for crying out loud, Charlie Brown. It's on YouTube, but it's in Italian subtitles or something.
Yeah, it's okay. It doesn't have the best story. It's basically all visuals.
Oh, that works. That's fine with me. This looks awesome. Awesome. I like this one too. The 8-Man After.
8-Man, yeah. Yeah, he looks cool too.
Oh, dude. Because my mom was she was a fan of the original Tobor, the 8th Man. And she used to do the music. She used to sing the song to me. I was like, what are you talking about, mother? Why are you challenging my sensibilities? So to this day, I always had an affinity for it. And then I saw the anime. I was like, oh, this is dope. Love it. Yeah, I think I had that one too. I bought it on DVD. Yeah, I'll tell you what, the time that I fell into this anime that was something banana. You familiar with this banana one?
No.
So I'm watching this anime, and I'm like, oh, this animation is cute. 'Cause that's what I'm mostly on board for, the drawings and the animation. And did I miss the whole beginning?
Are you still playing it or what?
Yeah, just came back on. Do you see it?
I see it, yeah, but it's not moving.
It's not motion. Hold on, let me share my. Allow me to share. Present to everyone. What's going on?
Blink screen.
Ah, son of a biscuit. Share.
There it is.
All right. Am I too far?
Yeah, you missed the action.
Ah, man.
Hold on, let me see if I can get it.
I got it right here. This is where I left off. No, right there.
Okay.
So
is that it?
Yeah. So this banana one, I'm watching the anime. I'm like, man, these characters look pretty cool. The drawings look cool.
Sorry. Watch this part. Look at this. This is Sovereign right here, basically.
Oh yeah, feel it. Ooh, that's cool looking.
And then this body slam right here. Watch this body slam. Watch this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's all of Tanahashi's moves.
That's basically Sovereign right there. That's the book.
Whoa, what's going on there? Whoa. Holy Gorgonzola. Gaga, you're right. Whoa. This is YouTube, guys. Sorry.
We got some tiggle bitties.
Yoshimasa. Oh, this guy looks dope. That's a cool looking mask. See, this is what I loved about this anime stuff when I was a kid, man. This right here. I was like, oh, that looks cool. Oh, he's doing this. He's flying in the air and talking like, I came to visit you upon your birthday. Look at this guy. He's just floating in. Look at this weird vertebrae thing. What's up, dog? Yeah, I'm here. What's up? Let's do this.
See, that's the one thing I love about anime and manga. compared to Western comic books is that anime and manga just don't care. They're gonna just do it.
Yeah.
And then American comics are so concerned about like logic or acting or whatever, you know, like they're trying to make it all serious. But anime and manga, man, they just do it. They just, if it's weird, who cares? They're just gonna do it, and it's awesome.
You know, looking at it now, because this is Masami Obari, and if you're interested in this, you should check out like Fatal Fury.
I have seen that.
Yeah, there are Fatal Fury. There are 2 OAVs and OVAs and 1 motion picture. But
you remember the Fatal Fury video game?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, of course. God
Yeah,
old insects. Sorry, what was that?
No, I was just telling Elliot they made video games out of it. I mean, animes out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, OVA.
But looking at the, looking at it in motion right now, I just realized that Narwhal has a lot of that going on in his action sequences. You know, the type of posture and the stretch that you see in Masami Obari's action. Narwhal's capturing a lot of that in his books.
Well, I feel like Narwhal is really a storyboardist who's turning storyboards into comics. Wait, so Fatal Fury is a good one. Recommendation. Gaokaiser. I might come back to this when I can. Yeah, I like the art style a lot in this. That's why I like Outlaw Star so much.
Oh, Outlaw Star, yeah.
I like the proportions on the characters. The length of their bodies, like they have this long, they look like basketball players on steroids.
Yeah, that's how I do it. Yeah.
Yeah, steroids. Woo!
Hell yeah. These are comic books. Take advantage. Flex them.
But yeah, man, this is so cool, man. Do you know what was good too? Was that remake of Gatchaman that came out, I guess, late 90s, early 2000s. Oh, that looks so good. But something about sometimes the dudes look too feminine. All right, so back to my story. So I'm checking out this anime. I think it's on I think it's on Showtime. No, I'm sorry, not Showtime. Amazon Prime. Something banana. I don't know what the first part of it was. I'm like, all right, that's cool. I'm like, this animation looks good, man. The drawings look cool. The guy looks pretty intense. And then they're in a bar. I'm like, you know what? I'm into this anime like 10 minutes now. I have not seen one female character. And then I kept watching. There's no female characters. I stepped into the Blue Oyster Club. I was like, oh, I get it. Okay.
And that's when you figured out who you really were.
The birds and the bees. I learned it right there. This looks great, man. This looks really, really good. Oh, I can't wait to dive into this some more. I love looking at this kind of stuff. It gets me pumped up about all sorts of stuff. I wasn't always a big fan of the weird eyebrows on characters like that, but because their faces look kind of dopey, like right there. But it doesn't matter. It's that when they're in action, they're doing some cool stuff.
You know what I love about these type of animes is that they're timeless.
Oh, I forgot they put Joe Higashi in that.
Like you don't even know if this is 1991, 2016, whatever. America, Japan, it's just.
Oh, you talking about the environment, the story? Just
everything. It's timeless. Like I can just watch that and not be like, oh, look how, you know what I mean? Lame this looks or whatever. It's just anybody can enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so 8. I'm gonna put this in my save to watch later. But then I have this one's also save to watch later. Look at 8. Look at 8 Man After. 8 Men. It won't even go now. It makes me look like a liar. Yeah, that looks good too.
Elliot, have you seen Jinro?
Well, Jinro.
I have not seen the whole thing. That's the one with the guys that look like they're like Nazi dudes with the armor,
like super
Nazi torches. Yeah. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I haven't had a chance to dive deep into it. Gosh, I remember I haven't seen Fist of the North Star in ages.
Ooh, I got another one you'll like. Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust.
Oh, that's right here. 2000.
Oh, it's fire, baby. It's fire.
Is it?
It's beautiful.
Oh, that looks great. Look at that guy.
Dude, it's like that for the whole movie. Like it's quality for the whole time.
It says a very looks very much like what'd you call it? Ninja Scroll.
It's the same art director.
I knew it. I knew it. Watch later.
Yeah,
I was already in there.
Sovereign, all that stuff is taken from basically those two guys, Masami Obari and I forgot this guy's name. I think it's Yutaka Minowa or something. I don't know. But yeah, those two are my art gods, basically. It used to be Mad, but then I just went to the source.
How come you don't say jerkmonger when you talk like that?
I have to learn. I have to learn.
That's funny.
One day.
There's another one I saw on here recently too. I thought it was based on a game. She was
talking about the new Thundercats?
No. I think because I just bought a game, Zone of Enders.
Oh, Zone of Enders, yeah.
The animation in that is sickness.
Oh yeah,
to be sure.
Then have you watched Evangelion? You would like that?
Yeah. That's another. But that's the same as talking about Akira. You almost sound like you're, like, oh, of course, Akira and Evangelion, of course. Same thing with Ninja Scroll. When I'm trying to find something, but that's the general look of the animation I want. Like one of my favorite, still my favorite. One of my favorites to this day is Gundam G. That's still one of my favorite. I love the way that dude looks when he's pulled through the black film, and he comes out the other side. He's got the black outfit on, and he's controlling the robot with his mind and his nervous system. Like, yeah, that's dope, man, dope. Evangelion reboot anime films are good. Did you like that? The 2.22 and the 3.33. What was that all about?
I didn't see those ones.
Oh, they're talking about Madhouse, the Highlander. Yeah, I remember. I saw Highlander. That was good too.
You know Same what thing with
what's that?
Blood, the Last Vampire.
Oh,
I did see that. Now there's another story out there that's about the same thing, right? Same character.
I think so, yeah.
Because there's Blood, the Last Vampire, and there's another one, Blood something.
Well, they they actually continued it with some video games, and they had a movie as well. But for the most part, the feature animation is really the one that you really.
That's all you need.
Yeah, that one was the best one in my opinion.
So Matthew Gervais says, "Have any of you seen the new Castlevania?" I didn't like Castlevania that much.
I could not get into it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I saw it all the way through, and I was like, it's all right. It could have been much worse.
There's too much talky, and then
I don't want to diss the animation studio because I almost worked with them, but it was just I felt like they were on a tight budget or something, like they couldn't really go hard on it.
The fight with at the end of the first season was good. Some good action.
Too much talking, not enough like action, and some of the characterizations were off. I don't know. It's just whatever.
Same thing with go ahead, you go.
Oh, I was just gonna. There's an anime that it's it's one of my favorites. It's called 3x3 Eyes, 3x3 Eyes, and it's it has a lot of Eastern influences, Chinese, Tibetan mythology, but it's essentially about this the last of her race, Sanji Anunkara, and she is able to take in the soul of a human, and he turns into what's called a Wu. He's essentially like her slave now. He's like he's immortal, and he just like, since he's just a regular human guy, he doesn't know how to fight or anything, so he's just constantly getting killed over and over and over again by these, you know, otherworldly creatures and everything like that. But yeah, it's a really interesting story, and is something that I would recommend.
Oh, that just reminded me. I know we're talking anime, but I mean 2D animation. But Gantz, the 3D movie, the CGI movie.
Oh, the recent one.
Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it all the way through yet. It's good.
Oh, it's so good, dude.
You know what I liked? Did you see the one based on Captain Harlock?
Oh yes,
I thought that was really good.
yeah, I've seen that one. That one's good too.
That was, but a lot of anime tends to be very preachy though. That's the only downside to it. That's why sometimes I just watch it.
That's my biggest beef with Evangelion.
Yeah,
it was just, the story just was sucky. You know, it was just stupid.
The ideas are fantastic though. They're fantastic. They just, the idea about how those robots work. But unfortunately, I'm more interested in the story of the whole thing than I am in the technical stuff. So I'd rather see them put energy into telling a tighter, complete. But I'm sure that's a difference between their form of storytelling versus our form of storytelling. You know, we're more
they can be super preachy at times.
Yeah, well, and a lot of it is steeped in some of where it comes from, right? With the whole what inspired a lot of anime in the beginning. You know, Hiroshima and stuff like that, the atomic bombs and stuff. They have a history of critiquing stuff through their art form.
Yeah, that'll mess with you a little bit.
Yeah, but with that said, some good stuff has come from that. That's why everything's always like a post-apocalypse or nuclear affected. There was another one I saw like that too, another anime, but I don't know if it was exactly anime. I think it was I want to say it was actually it might have been Japanese, but I can't recall right now. It was about these two girls that were stuck in this like big facility, and they were running around this little tank thing, and they had to cross this bridge, and then they found like the first signs of life on the planet. But the whole bunch of, I have to find it and share with you guys. I think it'd be pretty cool. It'd be cool to do like a review show sometimes of some of that stuff. Just go through and review some anime. Well, boys, I have to take my kids to school in about 30 minutes. I've been up all night. Well, no, not quite. They're going to get up in about 30 minutes.
There's no vacation?
It was yesterday.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah, it was Tuesday, bro.
Well, my kid has a week off.
Oh, what do you have a week off for?
It's called President's Week.
Dang, what's going on in California?
It sucks for me, dude.
Well,
now I got to deal with him.
We had President's Day, so hopefully all the banks get back to work so I can.
Yeah, it's all good.
But, a week for the presidents? Gee, that sounds like an odd thing coming out of Cali.
Hey, Cali's weird, dude. I'm just like, I'm making comic books over here. Y'all do you.
Well, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead later on today. This morning, I'm going to include the links to your respective projects in Indiegogo.
Just link to like Alita.
I will do that also. And if I don't do it, just send me a message. Say,
just get the Fandango going, and there you go.
Go check out Alita. We've got to overcome the monster, dude.
I just want a sequel. To be honest, I'm selfish, dude. I just want to see.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's all it is.
Dude, I don't want to see Captain Marvel at all.
I don't want to, dude.
In fact, I'm kind of mad that she's gonna be in the next Avengers movie.
You know what's crazy? And I know, this is crazy, dude. They're making her the central character for the next phase of movies.
Yeah.
That she's like the next Iron Man, the next Robert Downey Jr.
She better be more interesting, because Robert Downey Jr., I can watch him in anything.
Yeah,
he's funny.
But unfortunately, he's getting older now, and pretty soon, they're going to be phasing out. I think that's what they're doing. They're looking to phase out the first wave, all of the established characters and bring in all the newly established characters, and that's just not going to go over too well.
But what's messed up, or not messed up, what's their mistake is that, when Iron Man came out, nobody, this was just a new thing. It was like the first Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knew it was going to work, whatever. It was a big success. He owned the role. People love him. He was even like in and out of jail. He kind of brought back his career.
Yeah.
People love him. People love him. So they decided to build a whole universe around him. And they're doing it reverse with Captain Marvel. Like, we don't even know who we don't even know if we like her or not. And they're already forcing her down her throat.
I know. It's not organic. It goes back to what we said earlier. It's when you do it with a particular mission in mind, it can suck. When you do it with let it grow and become something. We saw the same thing happen with the DCU movies. Mm-hmm. That's really why they struggled, because they were trying to fit. They were trying to force the square to the round hole. And I think that this is, I hate to say it, but I got a funny feeling this is not gonna do well for the Marvel movies. They're gonna have to come really strong with a new Doctor Strange and some of the other ones, but I don't even know what they're planning on making.
Have you followed any of the the press or articles on the movie?
No, but I know that they lost a bunch of money, and at least in their expectations.
Yeah, it started at like 180 million. Yeah. That's what they were expecting, and now it's down to 100 million.
It was down to 80.
80 million?
Yeah. 80 is when I last heard.
That's crazy.
And the crazy thing again, I'm not. At this point, I'm not even trying to figure out why, because it doesn't make any sense. It's like, whatever. But they're like going hardcore, like, yeah, just because it's 80 million is still a good number. Wait a second. It was 180. It's over half of what it was initially intended to be. Yeah, down.
And then they're saying, the movie doesn't have to make a lot of money to prove anything.
Man,
coming up with excuses now. So
I'm telling you, man,
whatever happens, I hope. I personally, I do hope she does not become. I hope the movie isn't a big success, because I would like them to focus on someone else. There's plenty of characters they can follow or push. Maybe a Bucky. There's a lot of characters that people like already. There's no reason to push her on us.
Yep.
And even maybe Scarlett Johansson, whatever, Black Widow. I don't know, but just not Captain Marvel.
Rogue will save us.
Rogue, you think so?
Who?
It's an option. I mean, if they bring the X-Men in and they have Rogue sapper powers, I mean, that's one way to get out of that.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah, you're right.
If it happens, oh my god, people would love Rogue.
Yeah, I know, right?
You just suck the energy out of Captain Marvel, like, and she's and Rogue is sexy. Mm. She's the opposite of an SJW. Like, if they do that depiction of her, but
Sean Tillman reminds me that Brie Larson is signed for a 7-movie deal.
That can always change, dude. That can always change. If the movies don't perform, things can change.
Maybe it's just like cameos.
Look what happened with Ben Affleck. He was supposed to be Batman for like 5 movies.
Really?
And dude just like, you got drunk, did cocaine, and got over it.
I think I agree with Unicom Kaz. He says they would just make woke Rogue. I think that's what would happen.
Yeah, they probably would.
I don't think there's any way out of this, guys. But you know what? Forget Marvel. Wait till they make the
Comicsgate movies. Just
Comicsgate movies. Yeah, the Battle-Mated Knuckle Bomb movie. Who's gonna play Battle-Mated Knuckle Bomb?
I don't know if I want it to ever be live action.
Come on, Keon. Come on.
Just do it.
Pretend.
Big old booty chick.
All right. Forget her. Let's leave her in as a comic. Sovereign.
No, it can't be done, dude.
Oh my God! Come on.
It would have to be Sovereign. Sovereign would have to be like CGI.
Come on, guys. We got it. Come on, next level. I can tell you right now, Atomo.
All right, who?
Yes. Let's see. Atomo could be, I don't know. The kid that's playing Captain Shazam is cool. But that's because he's in my head.
Yeah.
Cool. That's because he's already there in my brain. I don't know. But he's gonna be a cool kid. It's gonna be kids. Kids. There's so many of them. They're like roaches.
So many of them.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson as Tomo? I don't know. He might play the scientist, the guy who adopts him.
Go watch Alita, people. Just watch Alita.
Go see Alita. Give her some of your love, and forget about what you thought you saw with those bug eyes.
She ain't woke. Eyes. She's badass, and yeah, that's it.
Gosh, man, so many good things. All right, Kim, what about you? You got something you want to sell?
Oh yeah, Battleman Knucklebomb, Indiegogo, Chungli.com.
Boom! And I will be bringing my project with Doug TenNapel. I can't wait to release it. I think it's going to be more like Friday before I can do it. I want to do it. I'm taking all these drawings I'm doing and put them into a video and make them into the trailer. I want to do that cool music. I have a song that I want to use, but I don't think I can use it.
Are you going to be launching soon?
Yeah, I'm going to launch it this week.
Ooh.
Is it a Puerto Rican song?
Yeah.
No.
I thought it was like some Mark Anthony or something. Come on, man.
No.
You should just do it and see Doug's reaction.
No.
You just see the flag on the video? Like, it's the first thing you see?
I have a song, but I can't play it. I'm afraid I can't use it because it would be copyright infringement, but it's the perfect song.
Why can't you can't use it because of copyright?
Well, I mean, I could make it private and share it on the thing, right? Or no? That'd be in trouble, right? That'd get me in trouble still?
No.
Private?
If I shared it if I used the video for my campaign.
For the campaign, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna have to rummage through.
Just share it with us right now.
What, the song?
Yeah, but not live. But
No, I can't do it live.
Yeah, do it off.
All right, guys, I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. We appreciate you so much. You guys did a fantastic job hanging in there. Those of you who are going to get divorced because you've been on here too long, I feel for you. My wife just came in a little while ago and was like, what are you doing? Sorry.
Alita, of course.
Alita, come on now. She's gonna save everybody. We appreciate all you guys. I hope you guys have a great and wonderful Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed your President's Day yesterday, and those of you in California who are going to enjoy a President's Week.
Booyah.
Deuces. Bye.
Peace.